Washington, D.C., a quarterback, the senior, number 25, George Thompson. From Yokota, Japan, playing a running back position, a senior, number 32, Sherwin Ford. From Jacksonville, Florida, a senior, playing tight end, number 33, Levant Kinnick. From Maui and Hawaii, a senior, number 35, an offensive lineman, Garrett Doom. From Subic Bay in the Republic of the Philippines, also a senior and playing tight end, number 41, Donald Zamora. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wide receiver, number 42, Dwayne Richardson. From San Diego, California, an offensive lineman, number 43, John Irasusta. From Jacksonville, Florida, playing offensive line, number 44, Dwayne Lowe. From San Diego, California, running back position, number 45, LaShawn Williams. From Nashville, Tennessee, playing offensive line, number 52, Jeff Leinard. From Pax River, North Carolina, playing at a tight end position, number 54, Everett Jennings Smith III. From Corpus Christi, Texas, playing offensive line, number 63, John Allman. From Pampanga in the Republic of the Philippines, offensive lineman, number 64, Ramil Dijonco. From San Francisco, California, playing offensive line, number 65, Romelo de los Santos. Also playing an offensive line position from Nashville, Tennessee, number 72, Martin Ray. And from Washington, D.C., a wide receiver, number 81, Greg Walton. And those are the seniors playing their final game this evening for the Kinnick High School Red Devils and their parents. And there they are.
Don't forget, if you sit on the sides, we can all
see. Toss at the center of the field or somewhere where there's no mud.
Well, we'll get the pictures, but we can't see.
It's Friday Night Lights and homecoming for the Kinnick High School Red Devils here at Berkey by the Bay, Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan. Welcome to C-Phase 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football. From the Stars and Stripes in Tokyo, I'm Dave Ornauer. With me is John Leinert of Kinnick High School, and this is the cusp, John, of an unbeaten season.
Something we went for last year, didn't quite get with that upset against Zama. They're ready for it tonight.
I had a feeling that Kinnick, if they got this far, they got past Edgren last week, as they did, 38-32 in that memorable overtime game, that long overtime game.
Very long. Exciting game.
I hope everybody stayed with us during that telecast. If they got this far, LaShawn Williams, before the season began, he promised that they would not allow the same thing that happened last year to happen again. And certainly that's part of the motivation that the Kinnick Red Devils have tonight. Something about some mimeograph sheets being passed around during the week, John?
Yes. Coach Stovall made sure nobody forgot some of the quotes Yokota had against us in that first game, and they've been carrying it around all week. I think you even saw a banner down there earlier. It says they're big and slow, and our guys are quicker and better. I think that's going to come back to haunt Yokota tonight.
That could very well, and that was the first game for Chris Williams as head coach of the Yokota Panthers, and certainly some things that you tack up on the locker room wall, no question about it. At the center of the field, the coin toss about to happen, team captains meeting, talking it over with the head official, Vern Lask. And in just a minute, we'll find out who gets the ball first. This is homecoming, and a lot of alums out, and even a former Kinnick wrestling coach in our midst down on the ball field, the assistant principal of Kadena High School, Jim Feller, with us tonight. Okay, it looks like Kinnick has won the toss. They have deferred the option to the second half, and that means that Yokota will receive to the south end of the field.
Starting off like last week's game.
And we'll see just what kind of a statement the Kinnick defense can make. As Coach Stovall said after last week's game, Kinnick's defense was stretched to the very limit last week against an Edgren ball club that refused to die.
That's true, Dave. Edgren was a very impressive team. That running back they had, the two running backs, they were outstanding. But the defense bent, but it didn't break.
It sure did. It held on when it had to in the end, holding the Eagles out in that overtime, giving the Devils a chance to win in that first overtime.
While the flag is being presented,
okay, we have the color guard will be presented by the Kinnick High School Naval Junior ROTC, and the playing of the national anthems of Japan and the United States. High School band under the direction of Mary Leinert, Pat Jorgensen. Mary Leinert, someone's rather close to you, John.
Someone I know fairly well.
Yes.
They're all decked out tonight in their uniforms, going to be putting on a marching halftime show.
Dressed to the nines for the homecoming halftime. Nobody does it quite like Kinnick. Field's a little bit worse for wear after last week's game and, of course, after today's rains. But the rain has stopped. And it looks like, at least, for that part of it, we should be okay. But what do you assess here as you glance at the field? Take a look at the mud puddles there around the 50-yard line, the 40-yard lines. What's it going to take to win tonight, John?
It's going to take whoever has the fewest turnovers. Watch the JV game. The field is slippery out there in the middle where the water is. There's a lot of fumbles, a lot of missed footing, so forth. So I think what you're going to see is a hard-fought game. Kinnick's going to go to the air again tonight, put the ball up in the air, try to make something happen that way.
Well, that's where Yokota has been most successful on the season, going to the air. One thing that assistant coach, defensive coordinator Carl Berry told me before the start of the game is he intends to blitz on every play. On every down, send somebody outside, send somebody inside, make it difficult for Fred Ellis to get off a good pass. That coupled with the bad footing could make things difficult for Yokota.
Especially when the ball's in that middle of the field area that, as you can see, is real muddy, kind of like last week.
Could make for a long game too.
If there's a lot of passing, we're going to be here all night.
Jared Warner to kick off for the Devils, back deep. Shane Miller, senior, playing his last football game for the Panthers, and a freshman who will probably inherit the torch from Miller, Earl Cooper. Fans of the San Francisco 49ers probably remember that name from their Super Bowl victory in 1982 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Earl Cooper II is the offensive coordinator for the Yokota Panthers, and he played for those 49ers. There's the kick. Holbrook bobbles it. It comes down to Cooper at the 19. Starts out left side. Looks like he won't get a thing. Maybe lost a couple of yards.
That was Levant Kinney on the tackle on that. Made a good open field tackle.
Good special teams play by Kinnick. They stayed in their lanes and pursued very well. So Yokota will start deep in their own territory. Looked like a loss of 2 on the return. And I imagine the officials will probably not spot the ball until the teams are just about ready to step up to the line. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line, it would appear, for the Panthers. They'll make that the 18. Fred Ellis quarterbacking from the wishbone. Ball is loose. And right from the get-go, John, as we talked about, very, very slippery and treacherous handling of the football.
That's right. We saw an awful lot of that in the JV game, and we'll probably see a lot of it in this one.
The ball moved back a yard on the fumble. 2nd and 11. Between the 16 and the 17-yard lines, called a 2nd and a long 11. And right away, Yokota might. No, they're not going to go to the air. A handoff. Inside, Ritzmeyer, not a whole lot there. Take that back, Earl Cooper on the carry. Looked like they went to a little misdirection there, John, and not successful, I might add.
No, Kinnick stayed home. That one didn't work too well.
3rd and 9 from the 19-yard line, and here the Panthers may be forced to go to the air. We'll see another one of the seniors for Yokota, Alex Smith, coming in to play on the left side of the line. One of the best defensive players this league has seen.
Yes, Alex is an outstanding player.
Ellis holds on to it. The pass intended for Ritzmeyer. Dwayne Richardson right there. No go, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, but Ellis had a lot of time to throw that ball. We've got to put a little more pressure on him.
Number 42,
I think the treacherous footing might also have something to do with not being able to get in.
That's true. Everybody's going to be a little tentative out there till they get used to that field.
Warner back deep. Received the initial punt by Miller.
And number 3, Miller back formation.
Just underway. Yokota Panthers at the Kinnick Red Devils homecoming Friday. Here on C-Face 7. Dave Ornauer and John Leinert with you. Snap. Miller gets it away. Hangs it high. Bounces to the left. It will roll out of bounds about the 44-yard line of Yokota. 25-yard kick. Good hang time. Not a lot of distance. And the Devils will put it in play in Panthers territory at the 44.
That was a good opening defensive series for Kinnick. They held them to very few yards, forced a punt, and take over at their own 44.
And that was the kind of stand they needed to open up. The run and shoot would worked so effectively last week for Kinnick. Kenny in motion. Handoff Warner. Turns to the outside and might get to the 40. Miller got him by the ankle and dragged him down.
That's the play we've opened with almost every game.
That right there, you could see that Warner had a little bit of trouble getting any kind of traction as he went around the left side.
He's been a little tentative out there, and I don't blame him.
2nd and 8 from the 41. Lawton wide right, Batiste Moore wide left. Young and Kenny are the slot backs. Young goes in motion. Warner again. They're trying the opposite side, staying away from Miller, and Warner gets inside the 20-yard line. Good gain that time.
Very nice run. He's gotten used to the field already.
Well, sometimes it happens that quickly.
Of course, that side of the field over there looks like it's in a little bit better shape.
And they stayed away from Miller's corner that time.
That's true, too. Shane's got a lot of experience in this league, along with Alex and Fred on Yokota's team. 2
carries, 24 yards for Miller. 1st and 10 from the Panthers' 19. The Devils are on the move. Again, split way to the left side, keeping Miller's attention. Pitch to Warner. A lot of Panthers up there to meet him as he goes around the left side. Got maybe 2 or 3. Keeping it on the ground early on.
Yeah, I thought we'd see a little more passing. I thought they were going to come out passing the ball, but they're running Warner. Going to make Yokota stop him before changing, I guess.
2nd and 8. A short 8 from the 7. Make it 2nd and 7. Give him 3 yards on that carry. Nose of the football just short of the 16. Young comes right, splashes through a mud puddle. Thompson with the keeper. Gets about 4.
Yeah, followed some good blocking on the interior line there and just took it up for 4 yards.
Should be 3rd and 3 from the 12, a short 3.
That's one area Kinnick's the interior line has really improved over the last several weeks. I think when we saw him in Zama, there's some questions about him, and they've really come on here the last few weeks.
They've answered all the questions.
That's right.
At least so far. Thompson rolls right. Being chased, pass, caught by Kenny. He's got an open route to the end zone. He's knocked out of bounds. Looks like just shy of the goal line. It will be 1st and goal.
Number 33, Levant Kenny.
Once again, Levant Kenny comes through big. He's become one of the favorite targets of George.
Possession receiver. Out of the Bolitnikoff mold. It'll be 1st and goal after the 11-yard pickup from the 1-yard line. And the Devils just marching it smartly right downfield.
Very impressive looking drive.
No questions asked. They'll go to 2 backs this time. LaShawn Williams.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him get the ball and carry it right over the center.
That's an awful lot of machinery to stop, John. You called it. Touchdown Devils. LaShawn Williams with a 1-yard run. Last week, the only time he touched the ball was a 1-yarder for a touchdown.
Did it again this week. And once again, Kinnick jumps off to the lead.
Right away, first drive, 43 yards, 6 plays. Warner carrying on 3 plays for 27 yards. The key plays in the drive, a 22-yard gain around right end for a first down. Levant Kinney's 11-yard catch almost got to the end zone, set him up 1st and goal at the 1. For LaShawn Williams, who puts the Devils on the scoreboard. High snap, kick by Kemp is blocked. And the score will remain 6-0. Red Devils with 7:56 remaining. First quarter, let's take timeout. 6-0 Devils early on. You think they're motivated, John?
Oh, I think so. I do believe they are.
Maybe the Devils need one more out there for the kickoff team. It'll be Warner kicking again to Cooper and Miller. Warner lets it fly high and deep to Cooper at the 14. The freshman takes it around the left side, picks up steam, a fumble! And it looks like the Panthers recovered.
Now, they're still fighting over it, but I think Yokota got that ball.
It'd be a dangerous turn of events if the Devils did recover it. Nope, the Panthers have it. From the 14, Cooper ran it back 24 yards to the 38-yard line where the Panthers will start their second series. And they're looking for something a little bit more successful than their last series, 3 and out. Defense made quite a stand the first time, and the offense looked very, very impressive. And they only threw it one time, John.
Only once. But it was complete.
Ellis with the pitch out to Rixmeyer. Hesitates before he gets to the line. He's brought down finally by Thompson. Looked like Williams in there on the pursuit.
Yeah, Yokota looks a little tentative on offense right now.
They're going to spot it at the 37, a loss of 1. Make it 2nd and 11. And it looks like the Panthers will be forced to go to the air a lot sooner and a lot more often than they had imagined. Josh Cortez goes out. Spread formation for Yokota. Ellis. A counter to Rixmeyer. Not a whole lot there.
Rixmeyer on the carry, stopped initially by number 86.
Nothing doing. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Yokota's going to have to open up their offense a little bit. They're being shut down right now.
They're going 2 running plays and then a pass play. Thought I saw Yokota bench signal for a timeout. And Ellis does call a timeout with 6:25 left first quarter. They trail 6-0 and we'll be back. 3rd and 11. Yokota Panthers on the short end of a 6-0 score. Facing 3rd and long. Ellis in the shotgun. Not a good start for the Panthers.
Not at
Ellis. Flag goes down. It looks like there were 5 men in the backfield. Pass caught by Dale, but out of bounds. And it's something that Yokota has been guilty of quite a bit lately, is they've been lining that far receiver, number 40, Holbrook, up off the line, creating a 5th person in the backfield with only 6 on the line. So it'd be a legal procedure, and I think the penalty will be declined.
Should be. Bring up a punting situation. Kinnick's going to get another chance to put another one in.
It'll be 4th and 11 from the 37. Procedure penalty is declined. And Warner will drop back deep, anticipating Miller's punt. It's been all Devils so far. 2 series. And I don't think Yokota realizes it's 4th down. They're still in the shotgun.
Oh, wow, this is a surprise.
Now the down marker is turned, and Ellis is forced to go to the air. Pass deep. It's picked off by Thompson at the 44. Cuts down the sideline, loses the football. But they're saying he was out of bounds. They're saying he was out of bounds, and I'll tell you, there's probably a few people on the Yokota sideline more than upset. Chris Williams going over to talk to the linesman because the down marker said third down. And the Yokota thought it was third down.
Well, that is a strange one.
First down for the Kinnick High School Red Devils at the...
So George Thompson with yet another interception.
And he's had a bunch of them this year.
Returns it 25 yards to the 31-yard line of Yokota, where it will be 1st and 10. The Devils starting again.
They're in real good
Panthers
field position
territory.
here, yes.
Excellent field position. That should have been a punting down. Hand off Warner. A lot of room outside. Keeps going toward the 20-yard line. First down and a lot more inside the 20.
Rusty Potter was out there throwing a real good block up for Jared to get out there.
Sure did. Sprung him loose for some good yards. And Warner, if he wants to close his career with Kinnick by making a statement, he's making one now. 44 yards on 4 carries so far.
Not a bad start.
Keeper by Thompson.
Stopped initially by number 55, Cumberland.
Short yardage. Kinnick not using a whole lot of plays, but they're very effective.
Yeah, they're running sweep left, sweep right. And quarterback keeper.
4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 from the 10.
Yeah, and why change it if it's working?
Absolutely.
Keep it going till they stop it.
As old Dandy Don used to say many, many years ago on Monday Night Football, if something works, you stick with it.
That's right. Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
.5:20 left first quarter, 6-0 Devils with the lead. And we have what looks like illegal procedure, some motion on the right side of the Devils line. That's exactly what it is. So that'll make it 2nd and 11, or about the 15. Just shy of the 15. It's the first play for negative yards for the Devils defense. And came courtesy of the yellow linen throwers.
So far, that's the only thing that stopped Kinnick.
Here's Thompson rolling right. Looking for Kenny, has him. Was it inbounds? They're saying yes, it was.
It's really hard to tell over in that part of the field because it's all mud.
And it looks like it will be shy of the first down by about a yard. 10-yard pickup, make it 3rd and 1.
And big LaShawn Williams just checked back in.
They'll go to the 2-back set. That being the case, how much you want to bet it's going to him?
It would be a smart call, I think.
And it does go to Williams, and he's got the first down and a lot more. As big as LaShawn is, 6'2", 235, all he's got to do is lean.
Yeah, he's a hard man to bring down by yourself.
3-yard pickup. 1st and goal from the 2. Knocking at the door once again. 2 drives. 2 times inside the red zone. Still in the 2-back set. This time to Warner. He's tackled by Damian Gibbs. Fumbles the football. Still loose, and Yokota picks it up.
Still running with it.
To about the 20-yard line, and that's the end of that drive.
Who picked it up?
Mickey Krochik picked it up at about the 3.
Yeah, it was a good open field tackle that they put on Jared, and he coughed the ball up. And
good play by Damian Gibbs, coming all the way from the right side of Yokota's defense.
And he's the one that blocked that extra point earlier in the game.
So 1st and 10 for Yokota. A reprieve of sorts, perhaps, for the Panthers. Now we have a official timeout as the down markers were not set, or the 10-yard marker was not set. 4:45 left first quarter. Devils still leading 6-0. Now Miller lines up in the backfield, the power I. Ball's loose. The people are having a lot of trouble hanging on, and the Devils have the football. Just that quickly. Looked like Dwayne Lowe who handed the official the football. And just that quickly, it's the Devils who get the ball back.
As we said earlier, fumbles are going to play a big part in this game with this field condition.
And the Devils starting again with good field position at the 20-yard line.
Along the sidelines to move back. Don't be next to the sidelines, please.
And the Devils defense, which has spent much of the time on the field.
We would rather have you move back than have to call the ambulance after somebody gets plowed into by one of those big...
Yokota Panthers with 7 plays, 2 possessions, 3 and out, and a third possession of fumble. Hand off Warner. They're going to try Miller's side again. Cuts to the outside, gets inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, I believe.
Tackled by number 3, Shane Miller.
For the Devils.
Not like that. After a fumble, came right back, gave him the ball, let him go again.
Well, sure. And in a situation like that, he's going to want the football again.
Absolutely. I expect to see him get it again.
With the ball at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal from the 9. Here's Thompson handing off to Warner. They're going to try that side again. Has a clear path to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Hit by Damian Gibbs, and a flag flies. A flag is down, and I think Gibbs will be found guilty of an out-of-bounds hit.
Yes, that was definitely a late hit. And totally unnecessary. I mean, he was already in the end zone. He'd scored. There's no reason for that.
Absolutely not. So that'll be a personal foul.
So Yokota's digging themselves a pretty big hole here right in the first period. They're down 12-0, and we'll be kicking off from about the 50-yard line.
And they'll spot it from the 3, and the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
The score, the Devils 12, the Panthers 0.
And the Devils will go for 2. Try to make it an even 14. Operating out of the single wing. Young in motion left side. Shotgun Thompson. Looks to the end zone for help, and he's got it in Kenny. A 2-point conversion.
Plays worked all year.
Kenny just crossing underneath that soft underbelly. With 3:45 left first quarter. Devils 14, Panthers nothing. We'll be back. 14-0 Devils. 3:45 left first quarter. Thanks to the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty assessed against Gibbs. Warner will kick off from midfield.
That's going to go on from 7 o'clock until 12 o'clock.
With Cooper and Miller stationed back deep around the goal line. And it is sloppy where Warner's going to be kicking off. Now, so far, it's been all Devils, John.
Certainly has. And
kick to Cooper at the 10. Cooper with his 3rd kickoff return of the game. And it looks like he'll have some running room. A flag flies. Could be we either have a face mask or an illegal block.
42, Dwayne Richardson, but a penalty flag has been thrown.
One thing Kinnick's done is kept the ball out of Shane Miller's hands. He hadn't hardly even touched the ball for Yokota.
It is an illegal block against Yokota. That'll be assessed from the spot of the foul. The 24-yard line. So after a return of 14 yards, or make that the 13. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 13, and the Panthers again starting with very poor field position.
Yeah, Yokota's got to get something started on offense, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
I thought that turnover that fumble return
That might pick
down
them
at the
up,
goal
yeah.
line might have swung the momentum, but Yokota just gave the ball right back. There's the pitch to Miller. He's touching the ball for the first time. Still struggling. Gets past the 15-yard line. Had more yards than the law allows on that play. That'll be up to the 17-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 17. Still operating out the power I. Another pitch out to Miller. Not a whole lot of room. And he kind of stutter-stepped toward the line. As he reached the line, saw nothing there, but gained a couple of yards.
Yeah, I just don't think Yokota's going to go very far running up the middle tonight. They're going to have to open up their offense, get back in this game.
Okay, 3rd and a short 5, just short of the 19-yard line. Very likely have to go to the air here. Josh Cortez split right. Miller in the slot. Now he goes in motion. Ellis rolls left. Looks deep. Has Johansson. It is caught.
Well, that was a really nice throw and catch.
And a very nice route by Johansson. Found the opening. Cut to the left, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Panthers, close to the 40-yard line.
And Fred Ellis showed a really strong arm on that throw. He was under a tremendous rush by, I think, Jared Doong.
He took his time.
Get the down marker set. It is 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, a 21-yard pickup. First down of the evening for the Panthers. Gibbs apparently lining up as a eligible ball carrier out of the wishbone, and he carries. Now he's going to throw the ball. Miller open. He has it. High steps, tries to get around Thompson, and he's out of bounds close to the 25-yard line. A little bit of trickery there by the Panthers.
Oh, razzle-dazzle, yes. 78. Gibbs isn't showed he had a good arm.
Maybe he ought to be quarterbacking. Miller going against the grain. Nice zig pattern to the right side. Was able to get between Thompson and Warner. Good gain, a 1st and 10.
And it looks like Yokota has opened their offense up a little bit.
At the Devils' 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Still in the wishbone. Ritzmeyer bursts through past the 25-yard line. Gain of about 3. Second and 7 from the 23, and the Panthers are now on the prowl.
There's some sort of discussion going on with Vern and the quarterback.
Finally, the play clock could put in motion. Coming down to 1 minute left in the first quarter. Fake handoff inside to Kramarzik. Ellis keeps. Kenny, ball's loose. Miller picks it up and gets past the 20-yard line. Kenny with the tackle forced the ball loose.
And we have a flag down over there on the far side of the field.
Shane Miller,
Could be one of those late hits out of bounds.
However, the Panthers keep the ball.
Illegally batting the ball is the penalty. So they'll march that back 5 yards from the spot of the foul.
We'll call it the 27-yard line. It's going to be second and 11.
Go back to the 27-yard line. It is a loss of down. So it will be, or check that. No, it's not a loss of down. Second and 11. Miller gets a few. Kenny in on the hit. And the Panthers faced with third and long. Third and 9.
Bring up a passing situation here, which they've had success in recently.
A couple of good pass plays on Z patterns. One to C.J. Johansson for 22 yards, and then Damian Gibbs, a lineman, throwing a 34-yard option pass to Shane Miller. Should be the last play of the quarter. Miller takes off. Ellis takes off, bootleg right. The pass is tipped and incomplete. And C.J. Johansson had to play a little defense that time to keep the ball out of Warner's hands.
That was almost an interception there by Jared.
Ellis has already been picked off once by Thompson. That'll make it 4th and 9 from the 25, and this is go-for-it territory right here with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. And I think the Panthers have taken a timeout. It is a timeout. Panthers, 5 seconds left in the quarter, 14-0 Devils, and will take timeout. 4th and 9. Panthers going for it on 4th down. Shotgun. Ellis looks for Miller. It's over his head. It's incomplete. And so the Devils defense holds after giving up those 2 long completions. And that'll wrap up the quarter. And the Devils, with a resounding statement here in the first quarter, they take a 14-0 lead over the Yokota Panthers here on homecoming. And we'll be back with the second quarter after this. Second quarter, Friday night splash, homecoming Friday here at Berkey by the Bay. Red Devils with the ball and with a 14-0 lead. We begin the second quarter. Warner. And now they're starting to shoot some people through on defense.
Yeah, that was a real good defensive play there by Yokota. You know, Kinnick's they started off really hot. They were fired up, ready to go after him. Now they got to maintain this in the second quarter and put it to them.
Now, his emotion can kind of tend to wear down a little bit.
That's right. That adrenaline high will fade quickly.
Loss of a few inches that time. It'll be second down. Kenny in motion left side. Thompson. Quick pass to Gannon. He's got it. Big gain. All he needs to do is outrun Wana. He could not, but it's a huge gain for the Red Devils past midfield deep in Yokota territory.
And that was a beautiful little slant play.
And Gannon, with some nifty moves, almost outran Ken Wana to the end zone. And as it is, it's a 39-yard gain and a 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. And I think that was necessary, if nothing else, to try to hold off the pressure that Yokota was bringing to bear on the line.
Yeah, they got to mix the plays up. They got to be passing a little bit, and of course Warner's going to get his yards.
The Devils back in Panthers territory again. They've lived there all game long. Warner, not a whole lot there.
That was a nice tackle there by
Tom Singleton.
Yeah.
Nice tackle. So looks like they're on to Warner.
And everybody's been keying on Warner from, after the first few games, which was to be expected. He's still getting good yards, though.
But the one thing that they did not expect is for the passing game to be this successful. And I'll bet you Thompson goes back to the air here again.
And he'll probably be looking for Levant.
Mr. Possession. Thompson rolls right. Looks right side for Pirate. It's incomplete. Check that. Intended for Batiste Moore. Incomplete.
And I didn't get the number of the Yokota player, but that was a good defensive play.
3rd and 9. This could be the second stop of the game for the Panthers, and their first by way of defense and not necessarily by turnover.
And Yokota needs that if they want to stay in this game. They've got to shut down the Devils, and I don't think they can do it.
Certainly if the first quarter is any indication. Thompson keeps to the right side, pitches to Warner. He's knocked out of bounds by Singleton. Battle of the bands going tonight. The Kinnick band, of course, out here for homecoming, and Yokota bringing their high school band out as well. Warner with just a 2-yard pickup, make it 4th and 7 from the 33. Any number of things they could do here. Williams in the game could very well end up being a screen pass. Out of the single wing. Warner in motion. Young in motion left side. Now Thompson will keep, but can't get away from Oyelowo, and the Panthers hold.
Yeah, that was a good play to run there, but that was just a great defensive play by number 50 on Yokota's team.
So the Panthers hold after a 2-yard gain by Thompson, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their 31.
Panther 31-yard line.
Good defensive stand by the Panthers, but they need to get something going on offense.
And they've got to stay in the air, I believe.
It's gotten them their most yards in the game so far. In the wishbone, Fred Ellis quarterbacking for Yokota. Might have been some contact. Looked like Jared Dung might have encroached, is the official term, and that's exactly what it is.
You called that one, Dave. He's trying to anticipate the snap and just missed it a little bit.
It'll be 1st and 5 from the 36, and they're going to put the ball right down in a mud puddle. Yuck-oh.
So that's what makes football fun.
And I'll tell you what makes football fun here in a minute. The handoff, Rixmeyer, 1st down and a lot more. Richardson hanging onto his back. It's 1st and 10 for the Panthers as they get into Devils territory.
Yeah, nice run there.
Excellent run, excellent block.
I thought they were going to have to pass the ball, but, they had a nice run right there.
It's their most successful running play. And the Devils quickly take time out.
Get this defense reorganized.
Yes, Carl Berry wants to talk it over, and I think, as you said, the emotional drive is probably abated somewhat. So the Devils take time out. As I mentioned, you're saying this is what makes football fun. I'll tell you what makes football fun. Back when the Minnesota Vikings played outdoors at old Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota, played a game once against the San Francisco 49ers. Game telecast on CBS. Ray Scott and Pat Summerall at the microphone in a driving snowstorm. Now that's football.
Yeah, I played one game in the snow, and that is fun. That is fun.
That happens quite a bit in Denver, Mile High Stadium. Well, you never know when those snow squalls are going to blow in from the Rocky Mountains. When they come in, they move in fast, and they just dump all kinds of fury.
And I believe Buffalo gets a little snow, or used to.
Just a bit. Just when they play those playoff games at home in January. We can get real nasty up there.
We just get typhoons.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Try playing one of those soccer matches in February.
That's why I'm indoors.
Yeah. Okay, the Panthers spread it out a little bit. 1st and 10 at the Devils' 41, following the 23-yard gain. Rixmeyer, they're going to try that hole again. It looks like he stumbled.
I got tripped up a little bit, but that hole was there again.
It sure was.
Stopped by number 44, Big Dwayne Lowe.
4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6. Now the Panthers are the ones who are starting to move the football effectively. Rixmeyer keeps his feet. He gets a little bit more than 4 yards.
Yeah, the Kinnick defense has to get fired up here and get a stop.
From the wishbone. They'll try that hole again, and again successful.
Went right off tackle, and it's worked 3 times now.
Stopped by number 42.
Carl Berry's going to have to make some kind of adjustment
Jennings Smith.
to try to slow this thing down. Yokota has exploited the left side of the line 3 straight times. 7-yard pickup, 1st and 10, just short of the 30-yard line. Clock moving, we're 8:50 left in the first half.
31-yard line.
Now Dale moves wide to the right. Out of the power eye. Inside handoff Miller. And a nice ankle tackle by Kenny.
Yeah, tried a little misdirection in that play, but Levant was right there to stop that one.
And it looked like Miller's, he got to the line, he just kind of stopped dead.
Yep. Yes, he did. Now, the passing that Yokota did earlier might be opening this run up a little bit.
Second and 9, just past the 30. $14 to nothing, Devils lead. Here's Miller again. Nice carry. Doong brings him down. Then he gets up to about the 25-yard line.
Brings up a crucial 3rd and 4 or 5-yard play here.
That's one of them tweener downs. Maybe too long to run, maybe too short to pass.
But you're in 2-down territory here, so you can do 2 runs if you want to.
3rd and a short 5. Gibbs lines up in the backfield again. This is something that they probably worked on just this week, and we have a delay of game penalty.
And that really hurts.
Yeah, because they were moving the ball, and now that takes them back to the 30.
Definitely brings up a passing down now.
But as that we're successful the last time they had Gibbs in the backfield, it may be going to him again. I think maybe they were talking about it a little bit too much in the huddle on the way up to the line, getting Gibbs positioned properly. You can see him talking with Miller as they get set up. Pitch out Gibbs. And a nice open field tackle that time. Great stop by Jennings Smith.
Well, he just blew right in there. That was a great tackle.
So that time not successful with Gibbs handling the ball. Loss of 4.
It looked like a straight power sweep, too, so.
Makes it 4th and 14. Shane Miller talking with Vern Lask. I'm not sure what about. There wasn't a penalty flag on the play.
Well, there's been several conferences tonight with the Yokota players and the officials for some reason.
And the Panthers are forced to burn another timeout with 6:10 left first half. Devils lead 14 to nothing. We'll return. Crucial 4th and 14 for the Yokota Panthers, trailing 14 to nothing.
It's early, but this could be a very key play for the Yokota Panthers.
Could be a defining play. Miller in motion. Ellis has Dale. It is tipped away by Warner. Excellent defensive play. Dale was there, but the Devils hold once more. And they'll take over. First and 10 from the 34.
And once again, Jared Warner showing his outstanding defensive ability.
He's a player the Devils will sorely miss come next year.
Now, there's an awful lot of seniors on the Red Devil team, so they're going to be missing a lot of players next year.
LaShawn Williams, Levant Kenny, Jared Dung, Dwayne Richardson, Dwayne Lowe, George Thompson, Charles Young. Take your pick.
Yep, there's a bunch of them.
But for the moment, the Devils going for a perfect 9-0 season. Leading 14-0, 6:04 left first half. And they have the football. Thompson, handoff Warner, outruns the pursuit and has a first down past the 46-yard line.
First down of bounds by number 30, Tom Singleton at the 47-yard line.
And Warner that time, after being stuffed on his previous few carries, that time showed excellent outside speed. He outran Singleton, outran Cortez. 13-yard pickup. Singleton had been one who brought him down on a couple of those.
That's true. Yeah, Warner, you're not going to stop him every play. He's just too good for that.
On the right hash mark, they might try him to the left side this time. No, Thompson keeps and runs into his own man.
On the carry.
Ran into Charles Young. Will lose a couple.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to be the option to Jared, which had ran earlier.
So it'll be second and a short 12. Just past the 45-yard line.
Of course, they're right in that bad spot of the field now to run left, so they're going to probably keep the ball on the right side, I think.
Or pass it.
Or pass it.
As that mud pie out there is just a basic no man's land. There's the pitch to Warner. Halfback pass coming. It is thrown to Kenny, incomplete. Singleton defending.
Had good coverage on that play. Levant wasn't open on that throw. But he was tall enough, he almost went up and caught it anyway.
Sure did. He had his hands up there. Singleton made a nice defensive play. Made it almost impossible to catch. Definitely a passing down here. Williams comes in. Still waiting for that screen, John.
And they've used it every week for the last few weeks, so we'll see it sometime tonight.
Out of the single wing. Thompson in the shotgun. Looks deep. It is incomplete, and a flag flies.
Pass
The question is, who interfered with who? Tom Singleton staying with Warner step for step. The question is, who interfered with who? It is interference, and it is against Yokota.
Interference against the Yokota Panthers.
So that'll be a 15-yarder.
And a big first down.
And the Yokota Panthers coaching staff doesn't like that at all.
And a first down for the Red Devils.
You see Chris Williams over on the opposite side, hands open, saying, what flag, what penalty? What did we do?
It definitely looked like interference to me from up here.
Okay, first and 10 Devils at the Panthers' 40-yard line. Warner. Singleton chases. Warner drags him toward about the 30-yard line, close to another first down.
Picked up an extra 5 yards doing that.
One thing that Warner's done on his last couple of carries, he has not hesitated when he got to the line. He's just kept going, kept those legs pumping.
And Yokota's tackling high, and it's allowing him to pick up an extra 4 or 5 yards.
No, you need to get him by the legs.
Very close to the first down.
Need to get him by the legs. Second and a short yard. Under 4 minutes left first half. Devils up 14-0 and looking for more. Panthers showing blitz. Warner again right side. Again he eludes Singleton. Stays on his feet. And it looks like he might have gotten his foot out of bounds. But he does have the first down at about the 27-yard line. Same place, and Warner made another nice run.
And, you know, Jared's looking really good tonight. This is the best he's run in the last few weeks, I think. He's running really hard and powerful.
Well, he certainly has a lot of motivation also.
And he's asked to come out. He must have got the wind knocked out of him or something.
Probably a bit tired, too.
Yeah, he's been the bulk of the offense so far.
Arturo Macabalitao comes in to replace him. I imagine Gannon will be the deep back. Yes, he is. And Thompson will burn a timeout. With 3:39 left first half, Devils up by 2 touchdowns. We'll be back. First and 10, Kinnick Red Devils. They're at the 27-yard line of Yokota.
And Jared Warner's back in the backfield.
I wonder if the officials noticed that the Devils did not run a play with him out of the lineup.
Well, I was wondering about that, but with the timeout in between.
Here's the inside handoff to Young. Won't get much.
First time I've seen him run that, though. That was a little different.
That's one of the few counters that you'll see the Devils run.
Yeah, Kinnick doesn't run very many counters, and that's the first one I've seen all year.
2nd and 9 from the 26. They certainly have the backfield speed to be able to do it.
With that speed, maybe they figure why do it. They can outrun him anyway.
Certainly with Warner, if you get him to turn the corner, he's gone.
Yeah, there's nobody in the league that'll catch him from behind.
Pitch to Warner. Looks for running room to the outside, and he's hit and brought down. Short gain, perhaps 1 yard.
But he made a real nifty move to keep from losing yards on that. He got away from 2 guys where he lost a couple of yards.
Just shy of the 25-yard line, make it 3rd and a long 8. Watch the Devils go to the air again. Play clock is winding down. They might have to burn another timeout. And that's exactly what they do with 2:02 left first half. We'll be back. 3rd and 9. Warner goes in motion. Thompson rolls to the left side.
Looking for Warner.
Looks for Warner. It is picked off. Intercepted by Alex Smith. Linebacker, defensive end, and he stayed right with Warner.
It's pretty amazing that Alex could stay with Warner back there.
And there was a penalty flag against the Devils, holding it's declined. And the Panthers will take over at their own 4-yard line. 1:55 left in the first half. But, you know, I mean, that's almost as good as a deep punt.
It's an excellent punt, actually.
And once again, the Panthers starting deep in their own territory.
Now we need a big defensive stop here.
I think the Panthers have to be concerned the fact that, you know, they're 4 yards away from the end zone. They got to take care of the football, but Ellis is back in the shotgun. They want some points before halftime. Ellis in the end zone. We have a flag down. Looks like illegal procedure.
You'd think Yokota just kind of want to run the clock out and get out of here at halftime.
Cut their losses and go into the locker room feeling fortunate they're down by 2 touchdowns, that they stoned them in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's I don't understand. Not from that field position, anyway.
So it'll be 1st and 12 from the 2. Devils in position to score a safety, and then perhaps with good field position, try for another touchdown.
Absolutely. Yokota will just run the ball up the middle a couple of times and eat some clock.
But Ellis in the shotgun again. Stands deep, lets it fly. It is picked off by Thompson. He picked it off at the 34. This is better than a safety. Thompson still on his feet, eludes another tackle, and is close to the 15-yard line.
It almost looked like that pass was thrown to Thompson. He was the only one that could have caught it.
C.J. Johansson was the man on the pattern. He slipped and fell, leaving Thompson wide open to field it, and he looked like Willie Mays gathering one of those basket catches on the run.
Showing your age here, Dave.
Yeah, just a little. Anybody remember the Say Hey Kid? Well, there's an illegal block on that play at the 20-yard line. That'll march it back to the 30. Okay, so they don't get the safety, but they get the ball back.
In good field position. With a minute and a half left.
Time enough to go for one more. With 1:38 left in the half.
And they've had the most success throwing to Levant Kenny tonight, so I would be looking for that.
Thompson. There's the quick hitch once again to Cannon. Somehow maintains his feet close to the 20-yard line. Looks like it'll be a first down. It's that little slant that gained such big yards before.
Went right back to it and worked again.
Okay, Vern Lask is signaling first down. The clock is stopped with 1:15 left in the half. 1st and 10 at the 20. Hand off Warner. Singleton gets him by the ankles and knocks him down.
Nothing doing on that play.
Timeout called by the Devils. That's their last one. Singleton again making a good defensive stop.
Once again, I'd like
no gain on the play.
Graduates from Kinnick High School.
Go to the air again here, John?
Oh, definitely. With no timeouts left, they've got to be throwing the ball.
And with 62 ticks left on the clock, headed to halftime, it would certainly give the Devils momentum heading into the locker room.
They'd love to score here. They really would. Get up 20-0, 21-0.
Maybe more.
Yeah. Get that emotional high going into halftime, because we're going to have a long halftime with all the activities and everything.
And players could get a little bit cold and stiff or something like that. Homecoming does tend to run a little long.
It definitely runs a little long.
But the homecoming activity is always fun. Always good to see faces of people that you haven't seen in a long time. Noticed old wrestler from the 1980 Far East champion team, Tom Malik.
Yes, he's here tonight.
He's in the house tonight.
He helps coach now here.
From the single wing, the shotgun Thompson will keep. Looking for running room to the left side. Still on his feet, runs toward the end zone. He is out of bounds, but it will be a 1st and goal. Just like Thomas Marshall of the Greyhawks says, keep it simple, give me the ball. And in Thompson's case, it's the same thing.
And Thompson can always break it. We've seen him do that many times. It's just a little dangerous to do that with the time running out and no timeouts.
17-yard pickup, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
But he did get out of bounds, so that helped quite a bit.
Now in the 2-back split set with Young at quarterback. Check that single wing again. High snap. Thompson looks. Kenny's there. Touchdown. Everybody running to the right side, everybody rolling to the left on Yokota's defense. Kenny just stood there and easy as you please, 20-0. Red Devils with the lead.
Yeah, Kenny, he'll stay there, block, and then just kind of sneak out into the open area.
47. So George Thompson, another touchdown pass.
And that's just what the Red Devils needed. They wanted to end the half on a high here. It's going to make homecoming halftime activities so much better.
And they're spreading the wealth around a little bit tonight. 3 different people catching touchdowns. Thompson, Gibbs chases. He's got open running room. All he got to do is just run into the end zone. And the pass is batted away. He was there, John. He could have run it in himself.
Looked like he could have, and he decided to pass the ball.
The score remains 24.
So, 20-0. Kinnick Red Devils with a late touchdown in the first half. To go with the 2 touchdowns they scored in the first quarter, LaShawn Williams a 1-yard run, Jared Warner a 9-yard run. And it looks like it's going to be a long night in Panther country.
And it's going to be a long bus ride home for them.
It sure will. They met in the opening weekend of the league season, September 14th, on another dreary day during Yokota's Friendship Festival. I understand everybody got there a little bit late that day.
Traffic was bad.
One of those Japanese holiday weekends. 8-6 the final score was. Kinnick scored its lone points. Jared Warner, a punt return and a 2-point conversion. And that 2-point conversion turned out was very, very big because on the last play of the ball game, Fred Ellis found Terrence Spann from 50 yards out for a touchdown pass. And on the 2-point conversion to try to tie it, Shane Miller came up just shy of the end zone.
47. 4-7.
Warner kicks it off. Miller short hops it at the 20. Good yards. And a nice open field tackle that time by Thompson. So the Panthers with one last shot, one timeout. And I tell you, I just take a knee here, John.
That's what I do, but I don't know what Yokota's going to do.
Take a knee here, cut your losses and count yourself fortunate.
Get out of this half, and let's do it again the next half.
Try again. 18-yard return by Miller. 1st and 10, Yokota at their 38-yard line. 38 seconds left first half. Ellis this time lines up under center. Miller in motion.
Back
and
pass.
Ellis will drop back again. Looks for Dale. It is tipped away by Gannon. Nice defensive play.
Almost intercepted by Gannon.
And he almost picked it off, and I'll tell you, he would have had a lot of running room.
If he could have stayed in bounds, he didn't have anybody in front of him.
Both Kinnick's offense and defense making a very sound statement tonight. Offense kind of slowed down a little bit in the second quarter, but the defense, just like last week, they haven't broken, and they've bent a lot less this week.
Well, they're playing their normal game this week. Last week, like I say, Misawa had a very good offense.
That was an excellent Misawa team.
That was one of the better games I've seen in a long time.
That's in my top 3 of all time in high school football here.
And you've been here a lot longer than I have.
Too much time in the huddle there, fellas.
Okay, delay of game.
Delay of game called against the Yokota Panthers. 5-yard penalty.
Make it 2nd and 15 from the 33. Prolonging the agony, if nothing else. Panthers were successful on 2 pass plays. Got them into Devils territory before a drive stalled. Now Ellis will line up in the gun. Here's the snap. Ellis to Dale. Was it complete? Yes, it was. And out of bounds.
It's going to take a lot more than those short completions, though, at this point in time.
Nice reception by Dale.
I think at this point, Yokota will take anything. anything at all to get him positive yards. And there were 12 men on the field for Kinnick, so I imagine that they would take the penalty, which would give him an automatic first down.
There's still 12 men on the field. Now here comes one off.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 for the Yokota Panthers at the 40, should be the 48-yard line. They're spotting it at the 49. 24 seconds left till halftime.
So they've got 2 or 3 plays left here before halftime.
And a timeout left to spare. Ellis. And that no man's land. Let's fly. Pass is short, and Thompson once more. And a flag flies. I think there's going to be interference called this time. George Thompson with the interception. But let's see what the penalty's about. Looks like it'll be interference against Kinnick. That's exactly what it'll be. Nullifies the interception, and it'll put the ball in Devils territory.
Which Yokota hadn't been there too often tonight.
Unofficially, 15 seconds left in the half.
And that penalty moves the ball down to the...
Ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line.
First down for the Yokota Panthers, and we have unofficially just 15 seconds remaining in the...
So the Panthers trying.
Everybody remain in the stands so that you can all see the...
Got the Kinnick band lined up down at the end zone, ready to perform.
And, well, we had something wrong there in the line. Flags fly. Generally, when that happens, it's illegal procedure against the offense. That's exactly what it is. 3 plays, 3 penalties. Actually, four straight penalties. We had that delay of game.
That's true.
And they get 1st and 15 from the 41. Again from the shotgun. Ellis, deep, intended for Miller. It is tipped away by Gannon. And Miller wants a pass interference call. Hand goes in the pocket from the side judge, and he almost threw it for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that was just good defensive play. I
thought so.
I didn't see any interference there.
I thought that was good defense by Gannon.
Absolutely. Of course, Fred Ellis is having some trouble with his footing out here. He's getting set to make these long throws.
2nd and 15 from the 42. Probably time for 1, perhaps 2 plays. I can tell you, Gannon showed some great speed there. Now more flags fly. Should probably be offside against Kinnick. Thompson goes up. The pass is incomplete.
Just kind of throwing it up for grabs right now.
Intended for Johansson. That'll probably be offside against Kinnick.
So we'll have 1 more play this half.
If it is offside against Kinnick, it'll be an untimed down. It's illegal procedure against Yokota, and that should be the half. And Vern is telling them 5 men in the backfield.
But there's a penalty.
And the penalty is declined, and that's the half.
And that's the end of the first half.
So that will go as an incomplete pass. The score at halftime, the Kinnick Red Devils 20, the Yokota Panthers nothing. And I tell you, John, this has really got to be very, very disillusioning for the Yokota Panthers. We see Chris Williams talking to Vern Lask at halftime, the head coach of the Panthers. Now he has a lot to say. Matt Grant, one of the assistant coaches, has a lot to say. And Williams is furious.
Yes, he is. It's
Here somewhere, so we'd like to see you all.
interesting.
Yeah, they should be over there talking to his players, try to get them motivated for the second half. I mean, coaches generally, what they do in that situation, they go back to their players and they tell them, okay, fine, we're playing against 2 teams tonight, we got to do the best we can.
Yes, I've used that one myself.
Yeah, it's a good coaching technique. Sometimes it's a good motivator, sometimes it's not. And they just will not leave Vern Lask alone.
Yeah, they're not going to get very far with Vern.
You know, and
he's telling him to get off the field.
yeah, he's
right
telling
now.
him to get off the field for the halftime homecoming activities. You know, the halftime is going to be long enough as it is. But, you know, this is the sort of thing that, you know, officials tend to remember that sort of thing. They tend to remember who the most vocal ones are. They tend to remember who the most rancorous ones are. And generally, the calls tend to go against them.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot by arguing out here. They're not going to change their call, and you're right, they do remember.
Yes, they do. So what do you suppose Yokota's got to do to try to fire up?
I don't think they can, to be honest, Dave. I think Kinnick's going to come out fired up in the third quarter and put it to them. Yokota, they look a little disorganized out there in offense. The coaches are distracted right now. So I have a feeling Yokota is going to have trouble getting back in this one.
Everything went right for the Kinnick Red Devils except for a kind of a slow stretch for the offense in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Yokota's defense played pretty well. They've got a good defensive team. They stopped it, and but then Kinnick picked it back up there at the end of the quarter and scored that late touchdown to give them that high, and now we have all the halftime activities coming.
Okay, and we'll be back with the second half of the football game here in just a little while after the homecoming and halftime activities conclude. Halftime, of course, meaning cheer time. We'll start off with that. Our score at half, the Kinnick Red Devils 20, the Yokota Panthers nothing. Here on C-Face 7's coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football. We'll be back with the second half in just a while.
Nicole Jackson. Our co-captain, Emmy Dowdy. Tina Atwater. Divine Carrier. Charmaine Trinidad. Chisco Sherrill.
Yeah, been a while.
Rashandra Ellington.
One of these now, huh?
Katie Brecker.
This one drove my car.
Go for it, girl.
Trying for a long time. Times? Trying to get moved over to sports desk for a year. Yeah. Well, I'm filling in over there. It's like, I'm guessing on Saturday. Cool. Good to see you. Take care, Jeff.
name the 3 All-Stars for next week. Nicole Jackson is in the middle of the field. Amy Dowdy. And Miss Charmaine Trinidad. Congratulations, ladies.
And Kinnick just announced the 3 cheerleaders that will be going to the All-Star game next week. Nikki Jackson, Emmy Dowdy, and Charmaine Trinidad. Now we're ready for the Now See Kinnick Marching Band under the direction of Miss Mary Leinert and Miss Pat Jorgensen, with Philip Keenan as being the, I forgot what it was. With Philip Keenan being the drum major.
And now the Kinnick High School Marching Band under the direction of Miss Pat Jorgensen and Miss Mary Leinert. They've worked very hard to bring you tonight's halftime show. They have worked through rainy weather and spaces to practice, but they prevailed. And under the direction of Philip Keene, the drum major, we're bringing you tonight's halftime show with the Kinnick High School Marching Band.
As far as I know, Kinnick has the only marching band in the Pacific.
Tune in the bushel basket. They sure have.
The band has worked hard to give you a few formations. The best view for the show is from the top of the bleachers. Please don't stand on the field or near the edge of the field because you may get in their way. The first selection highlights several band members that can also dance. Doing the can-can, we have Charlene Piatz, Heather Almazon, Michelle Bradley, Emmy Dowdy, and Elizabeth Kiesling. Not to be outdone, the band. Take it away, Philip. The band plays can-can.
And that was the Kinnick Band doing can-can. Something new this year, having the girls dance. I don't think they've tried that before. And it worked. Looked good.
To all of you middle-aged challenge people in our audience, if you watched The Lone Ranger on Saturday morning, the band has its own interpretation of the William Tell Overture.
Band's now going to play the William Tell Overture, more commonly known among a lot of people as the theme from The Lone Ranger. And another outstanding job by the Now See Kinnick Marching Band under the direction of Pat Jorgensen and Mary Leinard. A lot of hard work goes into this. For a short program like this, they spend weeks just writing the program and then weeks practicing it, not to mention learning the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 Kinnick High School Marching Band under the direction of Pat Jorgensen and Mary Leinard. Now we'd like to introduce the Kinnick High School NJROTC honor guard as they move into position.
Now the Kinnick NJROTC honor guard is coming onto the field. And then we'll pretty soon have the presentation of the Princesses and Homecoming Queen.
The honor guards are Cadet Seaman Apprentice Ryan Sheffield, Cadet Seaman Apprentice Matt Castaneda, Cadet Seaman Apprentice Roma De Los Santos, Cadet Seaman Karen Bell, Cadet Petty Officer Second Class Brian Ferry, and Cadet Lieutenant Mike Alescott. And Kinnick High School is proud to announce its 1996 homecoming Grand Marshal, who is Mr. Ronald Zediker. He's escorted by senior cheerleader Miss Annie Dowdy. Mr. Zediker is now a middle school counselor at Kinnick, and he has been a teacher at Kinnick High School for more than 10 years. He's always been a great support to the school, especially to the senior class of 1997. Mr. Z, Kinnick High School wants to thank you for all that you have done for us and all that you continue to do.
Hope everybody could hear the voice of the Red Devils, Mr. Rydelius, introducing Ron Zediker, the Grand Marshal of Homecoming.
Escorted by Sherwin Moore and Levette Kinney will be Senior Princess Nicole Jackson. And escorted.
Sherwin Moore is now escorting Nicole Jackson, one of the senior princesses, out in the field.
Senior Princess Bernadette Balatero.
Jeb Leinard is now escorting Bernadette Balatero, another one of the senior princesses, onto the field.
Will be revealed.
Somebody else is a little bit close to you, John.
Yes.
Escorted by Dwayne Lowe and Sarah Duke, Senior Princess Natalie Villanueva.
Now Dwayne Lowe is escorting Natalie Villanueva out, another senior princess of one of these will become the homecoming queen.
By Greg Lawton and George Thompson, Senior Princess Michelle Sampson.
Greg Lawton is now escorting Michelle Sampson out.
Greg Lawton, who was so instrumental in giving me my latest hairstyle.
Everett Smith and
The barber.
Yes, sir.
Sophomore Princess Myrene Castaneda.
Now Everett Smith is escorting Myrene Castaneda out, the sophomore princess. And an outstanding basketball player, I might add.
Yeah, not a bad volleyball player either.
Haven't seen her play volleyball, but basketball I've seen her play quite a bit.
That's a good setter and can serve the ball very well. She'll be one of the players moving on to Okinawa here in another week or so, going to the Far East tournament.
Oh, had me scared there.
Yeah. No, you're not losing her yet.
Yeah. John Alamon is escorting Jinlin Ordillo out, the freshman princess.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Zediker has the very distinct honor of crowning the 1996 homecoming queen, who is Miss Nicole Jackson. Miss Nicole Jackson.
And Nikki Jackson is the homecoming queen for 1996.
Congratulations, Nikki.
I understand we weren't sure that she was even going to start the year here, John. But, top of the MVP award that she won in basketball last spring. She's been a steady ball player for Jim Farrington over time. Has been all Far East in cheerleading. And now caps the fall quarter by being crowned homecoming queen.
And very well deserved. She is an outstanding athlete, an outstanding person, as all these girls
For the
are.
last 25 years, we have celebrated the voice of Niles C. Kinnick High School.
And I think they're
who has
going
broadcast
to give Bob Rydelius a pat on the back here.
field, every football game. Mr. Robert Rydelius. We are sorry to announce that this is his last game. And so the voice of Niles C. Kinnick, Mr. Robert Rydelius. Can we also celebrate him at this time?
And a big hand for Coach R.
Yes, sir.
Bob Rydelius, who's a long-time teacher and coach and friend of Kinnick High School.
And he's going to be sorely missed here at
I tell you,
Red Devil Country.
I remember him when he was still coaching girls basketball. Had a team in 81, 82, 83 with players that were no taller than about 5'2", 5'3", and turned them into winners. Turned them into a solid outfit before moving into the broadcast booth permanently.
Now the band's playing the alma mater.
The alma mater, John, one of the things that makes homecoming so special. And there's something really romantic and special about homecomings. It doesn't matter where you are, overseas or back home in Tennessee or Texas, California, wherever, or Yokosuka, Japan.
That's right. Homecoming is homecoming, and it is a special night.
And given the people who have turned out who once wore the red and white of Kinnick High School many moons ago, or very recently, it means something to them too.
Sure does. It surprises me we get so many people back.
And it seems to be the same everywhere you go throughout. There it is. Those were the words that Chris Williams invoked to my colleague Harry Thompson at the Pacific Stars and Stripes on September 14th after the 8-6 game. Those among many others. And as we talked about at the start of the game, that is very definitely locker room type tack-up material.
Yeah, Kinnick hadn't forgotten that at all. In fact, even though some of the players have the little things taped in their helmets out there.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. Well, here we go. And the seniors do bust through that thing, just as they have broken through with a big performance in the first half. 20-0, the Kinnick Red Devils lead the Yokota Panthers as we get set for the second half on Friday night Splash, homecoming night, on C-Face 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football. Welcome back And welcome to those just joining us. Dave Ornauer of Pacific Stars and Stripes, along with John Leinert of Kinnick High School, a former Red Devils coach, up here for the last half of the regular season in the Kanto Plain. This is, in fact, the last league game. All that's left, the All-Star Clash.
And that's next Saturday?
Saturday at Zama at 1 p.m. November, of course, being the big inter-area football month. Several clashes going on throughout the area. The very same day as the All-Star game, the Iwakuni Samurai, who are coming to play Zama on the 2nd of November, Saturday, they travel to Korea. Play the Korea All-Stars on the 9th of November, a 1 p.m. kickoff. In case anybody's going TAD to Seoul, they'll be at Yongsan South Post on Yongsan Garrison on the 16th of November. The Singapore American Community Action Council is sending their All-Star Falcons to Yongsan for another inter-area clash. On the 23rd of November at Iwakuni, if anybody's going to be down that way, 1 p.m. kickoff, the Ocean View Knights of Guam will be playing against the Iwakuni Samurai. So Iwakuni had about a 3-week hiatus there, but they're certainly making up for lost time.
So their season's just starting, really.
Pretty much. Pretty much. They played 3 games, and they got 3 more to go.
Wow. That sounds like a pretty good schedule for them.
I think so. Okay, the opening second half kickoff toss, the Kinnick Red Devils, who deferred the option to the second half, will be receiving to the north end of the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials have asked.
And one thing that they've been trying to do is exercise a little bit of crowd control down there, John.
Yeah, the fans, they like to get up right on the sidelines and get close to the action, and it's dangerous.
Well, with 2 things it does there. One is obscures the view of the people who are sitting in the stands, trying to get a good seat and a good sight line on the football game. And also, if one of those big players like a LaShawn Williams, 6'2", 235, goes hurtling into that pile there, well, need I finish?
Well, no, that happened last year. We had a lady hurt here last year, a broken leg.
And that can happen.
Certainly can. So they need to stay back from the sidelines.
And certainly that doesn't lessen the enthusiasm of the crowd at all. Doesn't matter how close you are, it's a matter of how much spirit you show, no matter where you're sitting.
The best place to sit is in the stands.
And so if anyone is prone to...
Joshua Cortez will be kicking off. Jose Cortez will be kicking off for the Yokota Panthers. And let's see how they come out. They'll be on defense the first series in the second half. They need a big stand here, something that will help turn the tide of this ball game.
And we'll see if this long halftime affected Kinnick, but I think they'll come out with their offense, and they're going to push it down the field.
Gannon, Thompson, Warner back deep to receive the kickoff. Kicking it away from Warner. Ball slithers out of bounds.
That's kind of dangerous. That almost kicked back inbounds.
I know, and Warner would have had to pick it up and try to make something happen. Well, if I'm Kinnick with a 20-point lead, I take it at the 35. There's no real need for them to make them kick it again.
No, but I think they're going to kick it again.
Oh, how about that? Well,
and when you have returners like Jared and Ray and George back there, why not?
I don't know. I just as soon see them do it on offense. I like adding up those offensive stats.
Speaking of that, you had an interesting stat at halftime, I believe.
93 yards by Jared Warner at halftime. That's a key stat so far. He's had trouble breaking 100 lately. I think he'll do that. Fred Ellis, 1 for 11.
And that's surprising.
For the Yokota Panthers through the first half with 2 interceptions, both by, there's that man again, George Thompson. Certainly very, very strong consideration to be given to him for team MVP, as should Warner. Speaking of Warner, he gets the ball at the 23. To the left side. Still on his feet, keeps going, close to midfield, past midfield, where he's finally dragged down by Shane Miller.
And again, he drug a guy a couple of yards with him. He is a hard man to bring down.
Unbelievable. From the 23, and it looks like they'll spot the ball at midfield. A 27-yard return, and that was very well earned. So the Devils starting with good field position again, as they have all ball game.
See if they come out and keep it on the ground or whether they go to the air.
Certainly the change in offenses from the power game to the run and shoot. A new wrinkle for the Devils the past couple of weeks, and it has worked. Here's Warner. We'll get a couple. He stepped out of bounds. Looked like he was going to drag Oyelowo with him.
He was still fighting for those extra yards.
Looks like they'll spot it at the 48-yard line. A couple of yards pickup. 2nd and 8 from the 48. And, well, there they are. The Devils operating in Panthers territory again. Certainly, if I'm Barney Rio, I feel very vindicated in making the offensive switch. And if I'm Carl Berry, I'm very, very satisfied with the defensive performance tonight.
Absolutely.
Pitch, Warner. Can't get outside, and Miller comes up and makes a nice tackle. Good play by Miller.
His problem with running that direction, he's got to go through all that mud for about 10, 15 yards, and it is really tough to get going.
A lot of lateral movement for a loss of what appears to be 3 yards. And they are going to spot it back at the 48-yard line, a loss of 4. 3rd and 12, and as we talked about, the Panthers need a defensive stop. This is the place to do it. Perhaps another quick slant to Gannon.
That or go to your favorite receiver, Levant.
Mr. Possession. Thompson does roll left. Gibbs chases. Pass is just thrown away over the head of Warner. Good defensive play by Gibbs, forcing Thompson to hurry the throw.
Had a good rush on him, forced him to throw it too soon, and didn't really have anybody open.
So there's that defensive stop we were talking about. 4th and 12. Both opening possessions of each half have resulted in a 3 and out.
Yep, just a change of uniforms.
Pretty much. This is the first time the Devils will be punting the ball. Kenny standing on, relatively speaking, a dry spot.
Relatively speaking.
With the mud pie just to the left of him. Snap is good, kick is good, angles it away from Miller.
Gets a good bounce.
And Miller does catch it at the 19. Keeps going, but he's not going to get an awful lot. 33-yard kick by Kenny.
So now the Kinnick defense has to step up. The offense didn't get it done on that first series. Now we got to shut down Yokota.
And they'll do it from the 25-yard line. Once again, the Panthers operating deep in their own territory.
And will Yokota change up their offense? Will they try to pass more? Will they stay on the ground?
And there's an illegal block penalty. On the return, so that will set Yokota back even more. 10-yard penalty back to the 15. Just what they didn't need.
Just makes it that much harder for them.
Mm-hmm. Mountain is pretty steep right now for Yokota, and it just got a little steeper.
Yeah, they can't afford any more bad breaks or anything like that. They've got to get it going if they want to get back in this game.
And they're going right to the air. Screen pass complete to Kramarzik to the 20, and he gets past the 20.
Pass complete to Yokota's number 42.
Trying to see who made the tackle on that. I didn't get that. That was a nice little developing play, a little inside screen.
And it worked very nicely. Got them a few yards, a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, he'd been trying to throw long earlier, and in this field you just can't get your footing that well. So now he's going to the short passes.
2nd and 3. Clock moving. We're just underway, second half. Kinnick 20, Yokota nothing. There's Miller. Not a whole lot of running room. He searches for a hole and finds a full-color portrait of the Kinnick Red Devils defense waiting at his doorstep.
That was a good pursuit there by the whole defense.
And that knocks him close to the 25-yard line where it is a first down. Just past the 25-yard line. 3-yard pickup, first down.
That's one of the few Yokota first downs tonight.
So they achieved somewhat of a victory. Rixmeyer trips and falls. Looks like he fell over a couple of Red Devils' legs. And that's yours, John. Looks like Jeb Leinert made the stop.
Yeah, they gave that one to Jeb. He got in there and fell on him to make sure he didn't go any further.
No gain. And so the Panthers operating second and long. Probably will be forced to go back to the air again. Dale goes split left. Drops back. Pass. Kramarzik, another screen. First down and more past the 40-yard line.
Kinnick's going to have to figure out how to stop that. They've run that twice, and it's worked well twice.
Well, as Carl Berry told me before the start of the ball game, he's going to be sending everybody on each of those passing downs, and I think Yokota has kind of smelled that out.
I think they picked up on that, and they're going to take advantage of it. So it's going to probably slow down the rush a little bit if we make the adjustment.
First and 10 from the 41.
I expect Kinnick to throw the screen.
This again out of the broken bone. Pitch left to Miller. Has a couple of blocks, gets some yards to the outside. Lowe wraps him up, brings him out, brings him down, and we have a flag down. My guess is it'll be holding.
Number 44, Dwayne Lowe on the stop.
Looked like T.J. Prey, and he's arguing the call. It looks like it's going against him. And we have a player down, and it is a Red Devil.
Can't see who it is over there.
And off the far side of the field, we have an injured Kinnick player.
And we'll get the indication here of what the penalty is. I'm sure it's holding. We'll also try to spot who the injured Red Devil is.
There's a penalty flag also down on the play.
Because Coach Bob Stovall goes over, it's a face mask penalty against Yokota. Or check that, no, against Kinnick.
Face mask penalty against the
And a personal foul
Red Devils.
against Kinnick.
That's going to hurt.
Okay, so Dwayne Lowe hit with the personal foul call.
Couldn't be over 30 yards.
So that'll be a total of 30 yards in penalties.
That's
That was Ray Gannon,
Ray Gannon.
player down.
Ray Gannon, who was down on the...
Looks a little woozy coming off, but he's coming off under his own power.
He's going to be okay.
And he gets a hand.
My guess is he'll be back in the game. That's up to me.
So reset here. Miller got knocked out of bounds after a gain of 4 on the pitch out. 2 personal foul penalties, one for face mask and another after the play.
Look at this. How many yards is that?
And that puts the Panthers deep in Devils territory at the 25-yard line.
This is not what the Devils needed to start the second half off. 30-yard penalty. That's the biggest gain they've had tonight, I believe.
And a good chance for the Panthers to cash in. Gannon being attended to on the sidelines. Play resumes. Power I for the Panthers. Pitch out left to Miller. Hesitates at the line, finds a little bit of running room, gets to about the 20.
They're beginning to use Miller a lot more now in the runs. That started in the second quarter, and I see why. He's a good, tough runner.
Very tough to bring down. He does have a tendency to hesitate when he gets to the line. Searching for a hole. Found enough for 5 yards. Panthers knocking at the door, trying to break the shutout. They trail by 20. Rixmeyer, check that, an inside handoff to Miller. That was a counter.
Ball went to number 3, Miller.
Close to a first down.
Stop by number 35, Jared Dutton for the Devils.
Pickup of 3. So it'll be 3rd and 2 from the 17. Devils defense needs to come up with a stop.
Yes, all of a sudden, Yokota's offense is beginning to click a little bit.
I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall in that halftime meeting with Chris Williams, Yokota's coach, but whatever he said, it must have worked.
He got him fired up.
Pitch out left side, Miller. He'll get the first down. Keeps going close to the 10-yard line. That pitch out to the left side is working.
Yep, Shane Miller's working. We're going to have to stop that.
6-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Those 2 personal foul penalties did not help, John.
Not at all. Not at all. 30 yards, that's a lot to give up.
And looks like Miller moved too soon.
I believe you're right on that. Looks like illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure.
Penalty flag on the play.
He'll just move them back 5 yards. Make them start 1st and 15 from the 16. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Earl Cooper comes in the lineup. We haven't seen a lot of him.
Just on the kickoff returns.
Still examining Ray Gannon down on the bench. 1st and 15. Cooper stuffed at the line by Williams.
Nowhere to go.
Now they tried something different that time. They went away from Miller. And it looks like Cooper's going to come right out. Rixmeyer back in the lineup. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 16. And there goes Cooper out of the ball game. Pitch out, Miller. Going to try it again. This time he's swarmed by the Red Devils defense as he gets up to about the 15-yard line.
And you're right. He did slow down looking for the hole, and it was just too slow. They closed it down real quick on him.
Gained maybe half a yard. He'll spot it at the 15. 3rd and 14, and now Ellis will probably have to go to the air.
I would think so. They've had luck with that little screen pass they've been running. I don't know if they'll go back to that this time or not. But
and we got both bands playing the same song at the same time.
Which is
Blitz is on. The screen pass is short. And I mean, they were coming full bore. That time, Everett Jennings Smith III, Esquire.
Untouched, going in after the quarterback.
So the screen pass falls incomplete, 4th down. Wholesale substitutions here for the Panthers. Will they go for a field goal? That looks like what's happening. Ellis calls timeout, and the Panthers will talk it over with 5:52 left, 3rd quarter, and the Devils leading by 20 will return. Jose Cortez going to attempt a field goal of 32 yards.
Or fake.
Snap, spot, kick is on the way and short. And so the Devils hold when it appeared as if Yokota's running game was going to get them into the end zone.
Well, you know, penalties got them down there, and then that illegal procedure moved them back, and that really hurt them. So penalties played a big part in that drive.
Nearly 4.5 minutes expired on that drive. And the Devils will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Let's see if the Red Devils can get their offense on track. It wasn't very successful the first time they had the ball this half.
Now they're going to a two-back set. Williams and Warner behind Thompson at quarterback. There's Warner, still on his feet. Finally brought down by Gibbs from behind.
A real nice piece of running. Not a big game, but he ran a long time for that 1 yard or so.
Actually, he gained close to 3.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, spotting it up about the 23-yard line.
Yeah.
So the Devils going back to what made them successful early on in the season.
Trying to get that lead blocker out in front of Jared, maybe trying to spring him a little bit easier.
Wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to the wishbone or the power eye or stuff that they did early on in the year.
That's one thing about the Red Devils. You never know what they're going to do.
Never know what kind of wheels are turning in Barney Rio's mind. Thompson with the fake to Williams, and Singleton brings Thompson down. Nice play.
It looked like a little mix-up in the backfield there.
Looked like it was intended for Williams, but nothing doing. Might have gained a yard.
That brings up a big 3rd and about 6.
3rd and 6. Kinnick would like to get a first down and at least keep some semblance of momentum going.
Absolutely, they need this.
Draw play to Warner, and he's just shy of the first down. That's something you don't see a whole lot of. They're going to spot it close to the 30-yard line.
Number 55 on the stop.
Now they're moving it back a couple of yards.
Moving it way back.
Sure are. Gain of 4. It'll be 4th and 2 from the 28-yard line.
Levant kicking again.
Holbrook drops back deep this time. The rush is on. Kicks away. Holbrook catches it at the 44 and is tripped up by Thompson. There's that man again.
He's everywhere.
Taken by Holbrook.
27-yard punt by Kenny.
On the stop, number 25, Bruce Thompson.
8-yard return. And the Panthers will start in Devils territory. It's one of the rare times we've seen that all ball game. 3:53 left. 15:53 left to the unbeaten season. I guess we can start talking about that, John.
I guess we can. I know the players have been talking about it, and it's been a goal all year for them.
It was a goal for them last year. Just didn't happen. They certainly had the motivation to come back and try again. 8-0 so far. From the gun, Ellis, high snap.
Big
He's
rush.
chased, pass away to Dale. It bounces in front of him, incomplete. About 5 or 6 Devils pressuring Ellis that time.
Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure on that one.
Thompson on to cover it for the Red Devils, number 25.
It's a time for another one of those screen plays or a down and out pass to the left side across the grain.
Something quick, yes.
He had Dale open, but he was in a treacherous spot in the field. Try to get some good footing, and also he was under some heavy pressure. Again, Ellis will go to the gun. High snap, almost over Ellis's head, rushes on. Kemp, and the pass is caught, and a flag flies. It might be a face mask penalty against Kemp.
Number 44 caught that pass. Off the, if you want to call it a pass.
It is face mask against the Devils. That'll probably be enforced from the line of scrimmage.
And a face masking penalty called against the Red Devils.
Yeah, it looks like a 15-yard one.
So big play penalties are hurting the Devils in this half. Nullifies what would have been a good sack by Kemp. And the Panthers have it 1st and 10 at the Devils' 29-yard line. You can't say that the Panthers haven't had their chances.
This half, they've certainly had their chances. Played it almost the whole time in the Devil territory.
Back in no man's land. Good snap this time. Ellis looks for Miller. He's got him open, but he overthrows him. Incomplete.
But Miller had beaten the defense. He was open.
What happened was Miller hesitated, and then when Ellis got rid of the football, he had to hurry up and catch up to it, and he was short. If he had not slowed down, just kept running full steam, he would have gotten to the ball. That was a good throw by Ellis.
This is one of his better throws tonight.
And he had time, and it was a good snap. Everything worked well.
He definitely has a good arm. He's shown that tonight.
And a timeout by the Panthers. Play clock was down to 8 seconds. So they have to burn a timeout, and let me tell you, if they're able to get a couple of touchdowns on the board, and they have the ball late and they're driving, let me tell you, lack of touchdowns might hurt them in the end, John.
That's true. I mean, Yokota's a proud program. They got a lot of seniors out there playing their last game also, so they're not going to roll over and quit.
One of their players many, many moons ago told me never, ever count out a wounded Panther.
I think I've heard that one before.
Never, ever count out a wounded Panther. That was, I forget the guy's name. But he was a receiver, a tight end for them back in the days when, they hardly ever threw the ball. He was one of the guys that would block for those many great running backs they had over the years. Brian Williams, Bruce Henderson, James Billingsley. Carlos Feaster, Lee Ballard, Jeff Rowe, James Carson. An offensive coordinator at Kinnick told me many, many moons ago, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what Yokota does. It just takes a couple of mules to stop them. Well, now the shoe seems to be on the other foot. It's Kinnick with the lead on a homecoming game. Ellis looks, throws, passes, picked off by Everett Jennings Smith the third.
That was a great interception.
Unbelievable play.
He was on the ground and caught that.
Rolling over onto his back with the big pick-off. Snuffs out yet another Yokota Panthers opportunity at the 24-yard line. 1st down, Devils. What a play, John.
Well, that was a great play by him. A lot of concentration to keep his eye on the ball. Now, if our offense can just get untracked and get to moving it.
The offense has not done its job so far in the half. They've had 2 series, 3 and out. Panthers have had their chances. Here's a keeper by Thompson. I think you're probably going to see him doing a lot of that here on this series.
About 4 yards, maybe 5.
So he works the middle, gets close to the 30-yard line.
And that's been a successful play for him all year.
And we'll call it a gain of 5.
5-yarder. 2nd and a short 5.
5 to go for the Red Devils.
Get that ref in the back of the head.
And the jerseys are starting to get a little bit shop-worn, John.
That they are.
They'll be turned in after this game, and I tell you, there's going to be a huge laundry bill after this one. Thompson The handoff to Warner, and he gets nothing. Brett Metten brought down by Jose Cortez.
No place to go on that one.
In the backfield, there's a flag down. Could end up being an offside against Yokota, which would wipe out the big play by Cortez.
Well, it looks like they're talking to
No, it's
Yokota.
procedure. They are talking to Yokota. It is procedure.
So they'll decline that one.
Big loss for Warner. Back to the 21-yard line, an 8-yard loss. Makes it 3rd and 13. We're down to 2.5 left, third quarter.
To about the 26-yard line, 3rd and 13 to go for the Devils.
Now, what do you do here, John?
I think you got to open it back up a little bit. Start looking to pass the ball, maybe like that quick slant to Gannon.
Baptiste Moore wide left, Lawton wide right. Just did get the play off in time. Warner, right side. At least he gets him out of a hole close to the 30-yard line.
Another nice run, but short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th and punty.
So for 3 consecutive series, the Devils are forced to kick without making a first down. Panthers defense making a stand. Levant Kenny will kick for the 3rd time in the half. Holbrook back deep. High snap. Gets rid of the ball. Holbrook leaves it alone. It's down by Lawton, the barber.
And Yokota will get the ball at their 44, 43-yard line in good field position once again.
At the 42-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Just shy of the 43-yard line. Starting in good field position again with 2:14 left third quarter. Devils still up 20-0. Giving the Panthers all the chances in the world. From under center this time, Ellis drops back. Screen play again. And the pass intended for Millard. Jennings Smith there. Forces the incompletion. I don't think Miller was the intended receiver that time, John.
It didn't look like it. He didn't really have much of a chance to catch that ball.
Certainly under pressure.
I think Ellis may have just thrown that one away.
Wouldn't that have been something if Everett Jennings Smith III picked off interception number 2?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So despite the incompletion, the ball is being spotted at the 44.
Pick up of the yard.
Picked up the yard on the incompletion. Inside handoff to Marzik. And it looks like the ball was stripped away by Lowe. And the signal is first down, Devils.
I didn't even see that ball come loose, but
No, he just stripped it from him.
yeah.
He just took it from him, and that is Lowe's second fumble recovery of the ball game. How do you like that?
Well, maybe we can get jump started here. We needed something like that to get us going.
Another turn of events here. Devils starting in Panthers territory.
Like to see
First
us
and
go.
10 at the 42.
Yeah, I'd like to see us go right to the air right now. Let's score or strike quickly. Quarterback keeper.
Thompson. Time slowly becoming the ally of the Devils. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 38-yard line.
By number 55,
A short gain.
Gain of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6 to go for the Red Devils. The ball at the Panther 38-yard line.
Yeah, you'd like to see a pass to maybe spread the field a little bit, but also I think the Devils are thinking clock.
They're definitely running clock. They've gotten a little conservative on their play calling here, and they just don't want to make any errors, it looks like.
Now, they're the ones sitting on the lead this year instead of Zama with the 7-0 lead. A year ago, there's Warner. Gets maybe a yard or two. Ricky Tamura brings him down. Penalty flag on the play, and Shane Miller bends over a little bit in disgust.
To the 36-yard line. There is a penalty flag throw on the field.
A conference here.
Oh, excuse me.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Yokota. So this time the big penalty goes against them.
And a long penalty is going to be marked.
So that'll mark the ball, I believe, at the 21-yard line.
Takes the ball down to the 21-yard line.
Puts Kinnick in real excellent position here to go ahead and punch this one in.
And a
Excellent position to stick the dagger in even further.
And start hammering those nails in.
1st and 10 from the 21. Devils back to the one-back set. Young in motion. Thompson rolls right. Looks deep into the end zone, and it's almost caught. Makabalitao down deep in the end zone. Looked like it might have been too far anyway.
Might have been. Looked deep, but he was open, and George threw the ball a long way. I didn't know George had quite that good of an arm.
Oh, he's got an arm all right. There's a lot of people on this team that got an arm.
That's true.
Warner, Thompson, Young, Kemp.
Kenny?
Kenny can throw the ball. And he goes in motion. 2nd and 10. Pitch to Warner. Somebody had him by the shirt tail. Alex Smith.
57.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Alex there.
Number 57, Alex Smith on that tackle. And a
Loss of 5.
On the play back to the 26-yard line.
See, 10 o'clock, Sana? Okay.
So it'll be 3rd and 15 from the 26.
Does that mean you're retiring?
Single wing set. Lawton's got to come out. And he does. Young in motion left side. High snap to Thompson. Rolls out. Pressure on. Gets rid of it. Intended for Kenny. It's incomplete.
Intended for number 33, Kenny, incomplete. Covering on the play.
4th and 15, and it's go for it territory here.
Yeah, you know, they've run that formation a lot. Used to, they'd pass to Charles Young out of that earlier in the season. They haven't done that recently.
So what do we do here?
Well, I think it's definitely a passing play.
Back in no man's land in that mud pie. Young in motion right. Thompson rolls right. He'll keep it. If he can just get around that one, cuts back. 1st down, Devils. I believe he needed to get to the 11-yard line.
He's awfully close.
Might be a little bit short, depends on where they spot the football. But a nice keeper by Thompson around the right side. I thought he was dead about the 15, made a nice cutback. And where they're spotting it, it does look like a 1st down.
And how many times have we seen George do that? Cut back against the grain and break big ones.
This just shows the kind of player that he is and has been for the Devils all season long. That should be the last play of the 3rd quarter, by the way. They will measure.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score still reading. The Red Devils
Check and see if it's a 1st down or not.
0, and they're measuring to see if that last play was enough yardage for a 1st down.
It is a 1st down for the Red Devils. Got the 15 yards needed. And it'll be 1st and 10 Devils at the 11-yard line when we resume play. 4th quarter, they lead 20-0. Let's take time out. First and 10, Devils at the 11-yard line. Two-back set. A single wing again. Young goes in motion. Thompson rolls left. Looks like he's thinking about keeping again. Throws it to the corner to Young. Incomplete.
Caught it, but out of bounds. And that's the play they'd run earlier this year. I hadn't seen recently going to Young.
He has not touched the ball very much tonight. They switched to Thompson at quarterback in that ASIJ game, the 19-14 victory on October 10th. Coach Stovall said they needed a change in personality. Thompson has certainly provided that.
Yeah, he's certainly added a spark to the offense.
Two-back set. Williams at full, Warner at tail. Warner following the block of Williams, but not a whole lot there. And a flag flies.
Pushed out of bounds by number 30.
Singleton making the stop. And Warner has not been getting the yards that he had in the first half.
Now they pretty much shut Jared down this half.
See what the indication here is from the referee, Vern Lask. Looks like it's going against Kinnick. It'll be a legal procedure, and it's declined.
By the Panthers.
Now, we're in the fourth quarter here. Last quarter, a lot of these seniors are ever going to play football. There's 18 seniors on the Red Devil team, as I counted them. And it's a problem in the overseas school. There's only 3 of them that have been here since 9th grade and played football for 4 years for Kinnick. And that's Levant Kinney, Jeb Leinert, and Sherwin Moore. So I think that's a pretty amazing stat that you only have 3 that have been here for 4 years.
But that's the way of the world in Dodds football overseas.
Overseas, that's the way it is. Of course, and 2 of those are teachers' kids, so that's one reason they've been here so long.
It sure is. But the players who have come along since then, guys like Warner, Thompson,
yep, they all
Young.
came as sophomores. And now, Young's been here since 9th grade playing, but he's just a junior.
Yeah, that's right, he's a junior. But you're also talking guys like Lawton, De Los Santos,
yep.
Alleman, Everett, Jennings, Smith III, LaShawn Williams, Dwayne Lowe, Dwayne Richardson, Jared Dung. And all of them made solid contributions to what have really been 2 dream seasons, back-to-back.
Back-to-back dream seasons, you're right.
For the Kinnick Red Devils.
Went through 2 bad years and came roaring back with 2 good years.
And you might also take note, the Kinnick Red Devils have matched the Yokota Panthers in terms of league titles in this decade. They're the only 2 teams in the 90s to have won 3 Kanto Plain League titles each. The Devils winning in 90, 95, and 96. The Panthers 91 through 93. Zama and ASIJ, of course, sharing it in 94. And the Devils have to burn yet another timeout. Got up to the line of scrimmage too late. That's 2 timeouts before they even snap the ball on 3rd down. And so we'll take timeout with 11:46 left in the ball game. Devils lead by 20. We'll be back. 3rd and 10. Devils from the Yokota 11-yard line. Back to the run and shoot spread set. Thompson under center. Here comes the option. Pitches to Warner. Nothing doing.
They had that one defensed.
Absolutely.
Driven out of bounds by number 30, Tom Singleton.
I think we might see a field goal attempt here.
Ian Kemp is coming into the ball game. Try to tack on 3 more points for the Devils. Warner, a loss of 2 on that play, makes it 4th and 12 from the 13. It would be a 30-yard field goal attempt by Kemp from the right hash mark.
Ian Kemp.
Does look like he has pretty good footing, though, at that spot.
That is a pretty good spot on the field. It's the angle that's not so good. Thompson is the holder. Could be a fake. Snap, spot. Kick is long enough but wide left. No good.
And the field goal attempt fails. White.
And so the score remains 20-0.
20 for the Red Devils, 0 for the Panthers.
And the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. And then that whole sequence there, we got off a whole 28 seconds in the quarter.
Seemed much longer.
Just over 11 and a half remaining in the ball game. Panthers trailing by 20, a long mountain to climb, and very little time to do it.
Time is definitely on Kinnick's side right now.
What was the Jerry Reed song from the movie Smokey and the Bandit? A long way to go and a short time to get there.
You do have a good memory, Dave.
High snap over Ellis's head. Flags fly everywhere, and Ellis is forced to cover the football. And if you got a long way to go, a short time to get there, that ain't going to get you there real quick.
Yeah, it's going the wrong way, in fact.
The ball is at about the 7-yard line.
They are talking to the Devils team captain. It is in illegal participation penalty, I believe. I'd just take the play.
And that's what they did.
The Panthers.
13-yard loss on the bad snap, make it 2nd and 13 from the 7-yard line.
7-yard line.
It's going to be one of these strange formations coming up here.
That's the version of the old Atlanta Falcons' Big Ben Wright from the 70s.
And he throws
Deep
the other
shot
way.
to Miller, wide open, and he is gonna go all the way. High stepping all the way into the end zone, easy as you please. 93-yard touchdown pass from Fred Ellis to Shane Miller.
And he gave up, didn't even run all the way to the end.
Boy, I tell you, Yokota faked everybody out, put everybody right, and then threw left.
I cannot believe.
And the Panthers have made this a different ball game.
They're right back in it now.
11-12 left on the 93-yard touchdown pass. Shane Miller, all alone, unmolested, and just left everybody in the dirt.
The score, the Red Devils 20, the Yokota Panthers 6.
Extra point try coming up by Kramarzik.
This time to score 100 points.
Snap, it's a spot, and the kick is short. We have a flag down.
Penalty flags off the play.
20 on the defense.
I think there were only 6 men on the line.
Charging in.
And Kramarzik looked like a base runner sliding into home plate.
Footing
on
was
that
not
kick.
good.
No, not that part of the field. Offside Devils, so they'll try it again.
I wonder if this will change your thinking and go for 2 here.
Could be. Now, what I would do in this situation here, line up power I with Gibbs as a deep back, number 78.
I agree. That's what I'd do, but that's not what they're doing.
And let him take a shot at it. Hopefully with better footing, Kramarzik will try the extra point kick again. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is perfect.
That's a nice kick.
And the point after.
And so, with 11-12 left in the ball game, the Panthers finally crack the ice, get on the scoreboard. It is 20-7. The Kinnick Red Devils lead the Yokota Panthers. Let's take timeout. And the kickoff will come from the 20-yard line. Apparently, the Panthers were guilty of excessive celebration after that touchdown. Penalty to be assessed on the kickoff. So it'll come from the 20. And if the Panthers were thinking onside kick, they'd better rethink it.
Now, there's enough time for them to go ahead and kick it, get a stop, since they've been stopping Kinnick so far this half.
Yeah, Kinnick's offense has just not done the job.
Yeah, they definitely got to get it in gear now.
In the second half, maybe that'll be the thing that gets them back in gear. Kick by Cortez. angled toward the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. And if I'm the Devils, of course, I take it right there.
Absolutely.
At about the 50-yard line.
Although I do hear somebody on the sideline yelling, "Kick it over."
Yeah, I heard that too.
And they will make them do it again from the 15.
Bad choice.
And a 5-yard penalty will move the ball back to the 15-yard line. And Yokota will kick over again.
I don't know. I would have taken the ball at the 49-yard line of Yokota.
I agree with you. It's
Because
nice.
when you're talking field position, and the game is a battle of field position.
Yeah, anything can happen on kickoff, so I would have taken it at the 49 and started from there.
Cortez will try again. Warner, the deep man, at his own 35. Kick is high and short. Thompson at the 48. Well, they'll get better field position out of it. Could be a whole lot more. Thompson keeps going. He's gonna go all the way. Touchdown, Kinnick.
And that's why they kicked it again.
So much for my thinking.
Yeah, we were both wrong on that one.
How do you like that? George Thompson, there's that man again. A 52-yard kickoff return by George Thompson. A flag is down. Could wipe out the touchdown.
Now this has got to be...
I think that might have just fallen out of his pocket.
Could be. I don't see any signal.
No,
Now they're going to put the ball in play. So just like that, after Yokota got on the scoreboard, we're still having problems getting out of the 11th minute of this quarter. Going for two. Thompson rolls right. He's got Kemp open and throws it away, incomplete.
And the conversion to Kemp fails.
So with 11 minutes left in the ball game, it's now 26-7. Kinnick with the lead.
7 for the Yokota Panthers.
And just when Yokota thought they had chiseled away at a little bit of the mountain, they found a solid wall of granite.
That they did. Boy, I tell you, that was an electrifying run. Thompson, 3 or 4 people just missed good shots at him. He's an outstanding ball carrier.
Involved in his second touchdown of the night.
See if Yokota can regroup and come back. And if they can, this may take forever in the fourth quarter.
Well, why not? The last couple of weeks have gone on for a long time.
I don't need to get home before midnight anyway.
Well, last week I hit the rack about 2. Back up at 6, another ball game at 1.
And you'll be doing that tomorrow too, won't you?
Zama and Iwakuni yawning all the way. Kemp lets it fly. Miller at the 23. And finally, the offense will get to take the field.
Just beyond the 35-yard line.
And it's Yokota's offense, and the very last time they had the football, 93-yard touchdown pass, Ellis to Miller. Got the Panthers on the scoreboard.
And you know Yokota's going to be coming out passing, so...
Oh, they're going to be gunning. No two ways about it.
Yokota Panther, 36.
10:53 left in the ball game. Yokota trails 26-7. Back in the gun is Ellis. Thompson playing center field. It's the same setup that they used on the last play. Ellis guns it deep. Pass is batted away by Lawton, intended for Holbrook, incomplete.
Depending on the play.
And the little barber reaching up against the taller receiver to bat it away.
Yeah, it was nice defensive play by Greg there.
2nd and 10 to go for the Yokota Panthers. The ball left to Yokota, 36-yard line.
And you know for sure they're going to be trying that again at least 1-2 more times.
Well, we're going to see it the whole quarter, I'm afraid.
Full spread set this time. Miller split left. Rushes on. Ellis dumps it off, complete. Close to midfield. And out of bounds.
It's a nice throw by Ellis there. I thought he was going to be sacked for a loss, and he dumped it off for a good completion.
C.J. Johansson with the catch. Dwayne Richardson on the stop. It will be a first down for the Panthers.
The Yokota Panthers get a first down.
16-yard pickup to the 48-yard line of the Devils.
1st and 10, Yokota, the ball out to the Red Devils, 48-yard line.
Panthers playing desperate football. They trail 26-7. Ellis again under pressure. Stumbles a little bit. Dumps it short, incomplete. Intended for Holbrook.
Incomplete, intended for Holbrook. 2nd and 10 from the Red Devil 48-yard line for the Yokota Panthers.
And yes, you're right. This is going to be a long quarter.
Now let's hope when Kinnick gets it back, they just put a nice, long running drive on.
Four receivers out. Ellis, pump fake, looks for Miller, can't find him. Dumps it short to Johansson.
It's on the ground, I believe, incomplete.
And they're ruling it incomplete. And Fred Ellis is furious.
He should be. He was robbed.
And it looked like he caught the ball, John. It looked like he caught it.
It did. It looked like it was a clean catch from up here, but we're up here, they're down there.
So it'll be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 to go for the Yokota Panthers. The ball out to 48-yard line.
Right in the middle of the mud and muck. Ellis,
Comes to everybody.
strong rush, and he's sacked. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. There's that man, Everett Jennings Smith the third.
Yeah, Kinnick brought everybody on the blitz that time. He never had a chance to get it off.
First sack of the ball game, believe it or not. And Fred Ellis talking to the umpire, Chris Stevens, who orders him right back to the huddle. 12-yard loss on the sack, 4th and 22 from the Panthers' 40-yard line.
4th and 22 to go.
And a timeout called. And Yokota wants to talk about it. Certainly, John, I think they're talking about going for it.
At this point, they have to if they have any hopes of winning this game or getting back into it.
I was going to say, what do they have to lose?
I mean, 26-6, 32-6, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
It's a huge amount. And we will return to that mountain. We visit that mountain after the timeout. 4th and 22, Yokota Panthers trying to stay alive in this ball game. Trailing 26-7, 9:36 left. And we got under 10 minutes. Ellis to Miller. Hit by Thompson just as the ball got there, incomplete. And the Devils hold.
Covering on the play, number 25, Jordan Thompson.
And we'll take over 1st and 10 at the Panther 40.
And the Red Devils take over on down. 1st and 10 from the Yokota Panthers 40.
Now here comes that long drive you were talking about, John.
Well, let's hope so. Let's give it to Jared and LaShawn and keep it a little bit George and run that ball down the field.
9:30 left to the unbeaten season. Devils aiming for 9-0 to go with their second straight league title and erase the memories of last year's last game loss. Warner gets past the 40, close to the 37-yard line. That's what they got to do, keep the clock running.
That's what they want to do.
And try to get the ball out of that no man's land so they can get some kind of traction, some kind of footing. Pickup of 2. We're at 9 minutes. This time it's Young's turn to run through the mud pie. Thompson keeps. Gets close to the 35-yard line. Maybe the 36.
Number 55, Kimura, number 65, Gallagher on the stop. And a gain of about a yard.
Moving it back to the 37-yard line. 3rd and 7. I see one of those Thompson keep jobs to the outside.
So it works for me. Let him create something on the outside.
Boy, it's messy out there. Instead, it goes to Warner. Juana came up and hit him initially, and the whistle blown as Gibbs came up to hit him.
It's going to be short of the first down, though.
4th down, and I still say you go for it.
I think you do in this case.
Clock stopped with 7:53 left. Pickup of 4. It's 4th and 3 from the 33.
4th and 3 for the Red Devils.
Put the ball in Thompson's hands. Let him create something to the outside. It's Warner, met head on and stopped by Singleton.
That was a great defensive play by Singleton.
Met him head on, and the Panthers will take over. So the Devils were able to run off almost 2 minutes time.
And I'd like to mention the names of the 2 Kinnick High School managers, and they are...
1st and 10, Panthers from the 33-yard line. 7:39 left. You know the ball's going back up.
Yep, they're going to be throwing that ball again.
Night sky, Berkey by the Bay will be filled with footballs. 26-7, the Kinnick Red Devils lead the Yokota Panthers. 7:39 left in the ball game. C-Face 7's continuing coverage of Kinnick Red Devils football, the final game of the season, homecoming, on a muddy Friday night. Dave Hornauer, John Leinard, along with you. Ellis from the shotgun fumbles the football, met and dropped for a loss. Jeb Leinard, there's that man again, John.
Yeah, he was in there on him that time. It's a good tackle by Jeb.
And a loss of 7. Make it 2nd and 17 from the 26-yard line. How do you like this? The clock is moving on a Yokota snap.
That's good.
Winding down to 7 minutes left in the ball game. They're ruling that a 6-yard loss.
Of course, Kinnick can pretty much rush. They know it's going to be a pass, so they're just taking off after the quarterback every play now.
Kenny had Ellis in his sights as a pass dumped off, complete to Miller.
To Miller, stopped by number 25.
Thompson, Johnny on the spot to make sure he didn't get up and carry on. And they'll get a few yards out of it, not enough for the first down.
Again up to the 35-yard line. It's going to be
pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 36. Winding down to 6:20 left in the unbeaten season. High snap over Ellis's head, and just barely maintains control.
He was lucky to get that one back.
That'll be a loss of 7.
It brings up another 4th and long.
4th and 14 from the 29-yard line.
They went on 4th and 22, so they'll go on 4th and...
John Irasusta on the stop. Ellis will go back into the gun. 5:40 left. Time definitely winding down on the Yokota Panthers. They need 3 touchdowns. Bobbles the snap this time, rolls right, and dumps it off as Leinert tackles him. And they're going to rule him out of bounds.
That was a real good pursuit there.
At the 29-yard line. So the Devils will hold and take over at the 29-yard line with 5:24 left. The countdown beginning as the Devils would appear to have this one well in hand.
If I was Mr. Stovall, I'd be protecting my head here pretty soon, because I have a feeling he's going to get dumped on.
Yeah, and I guess for his sake, hope that it's not the Gatorade. Because that stuff is sticky.
Yeah, that would be pretty messy.
Pitch back to Warner. Nice open field tackle that time. Great play by Kramarzik. Come up. But it doesn't stop the clock, and it's winding down to 5 minutes. 2nd and 18 from the 37-yard line.
Yeah, you'd like to see us get some positive yardage here, though. I mean, we're keeping the clock running, but it'd be nice to be moving toward the goal line.
Ms. Ekmark, the activities director, that the activity buses are going to be...
Yokota still has 2 timeouts left. They're going to have to start burning those real soon.
Don't hang around too long or you'll miss that bus.
Thompson keeps. Not a whole lot of running room. We'll get to the 35-yard line. 4.5 left in the ball game.
Stop made by number 55, Tamura.
Brings up a 3rd and long, but I don't believe you'll see it in the air.
No, not at all. 3rd and 16 from the 35.
16 for the Red Devils, the ball at the 35-yard line.
Flags fly. Illegal procedure, very likely. And that will stop the clock with just under 4 minutes left. Procedure against the Devils.
Illegal procedure called against the Red Devils, the 5-yard penalty.
And that'll make it 3rd and 21 from the 40.
Yeah, they just brought in a whole lot of substitutes, so they may be going to punt now. I'm not sure.
Kemp is in the lineup. Williams in the lineup.
3rd and 21 to go for the Red Devils.
Now they're gonna wing it here.
Yep.
Single wing, that is. Young in motion left, and another flag flies.
Yeah, someone on the line moved a little early on that one.
That'll make it 3rd and 26 from the 45. Making a punt even much more likely.
Procedure penalty called against the Red Devils, moves the ball back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I believe that punt from here, you're getting pretty pushed back towards your own goal line here, so.
Well, perhaps try to run one more play and
Well, that's true. It's 3rd down.
Get some more time off the clock. From the gun, Thompson. And he is going to put it in the air deep toward Warner. It's almost picked off by Wana. Ken said, I wanted that ball. And the ball said, I don't want you.
That's right. Now it's 4th down. Now it kicked. Lost it down there somewhere. And all those penalties, I guess.
4th and 26 from the 45. That'll bring Kenny into the lineup to kick. And how much you want to guess Yokota is going to be bringing up to the line? Or will they set up a return?
Looks like they're setting up a return.
Miller is an extremely dangerous ball carrier himself. Snap is away. It's good. Kenny. High bounce. And the Devils will down it at the 24-yard line.
81 down there.
A 21-yard punt. No return. And the Panthers will take over deep in their own territory. 3:29 left in the ball game. The Devils were able to take 1:55 off the clock that time.
This could be Yokota's last shot.
Matter of time possession now. Panthers trailing 26-7. 2 timeouts left. They need 3 touchdowns. They got less than 3.5 minutes to do it. Jared Warner back playing center field. They've got Thompson on Miller. Ellis to the right side, overthrows Dale, incomplete.
George Dale, the intended receiver, number 31, incomplete.
And every down, every possession right now for Yokota is 4-down territory. Try as they might, they could not stave off the unbeaten season.
Now, Kinnick's worked hard for it all year, and they rightfully deserve what they've gotten here.
Season that began on September 7th up north against Edgren, a 13-0 victory as we see the pass overthrown to Miller.
Pass intended for Miller, incomplete.
An 8-6 victory over Yokota in the Rain Bowl on September 14th on Friendship Day at Yokota. That followed by a 24-7 victory over mistake-prone ASIJ on the 21st of September. Then the big trip to Iwakuni. 77-12 victory against an Iwakuni team making its season debut and its program debut. Ellis throws short of Dale, incomplete.
Incomplete to George Dale, number 31. Covering on the play was number 80.
And that'll make it 4th and 10 from the 24. And that was where, from that point, we have a penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct against Yokota, probably after the play, and that will mark it back 12 more yards, make it 4th and 22 from the 12-yard line. That was where the offensive problems began from that point on. Kinnick did beat Zama 27-7 the next week at Zama. Came from behind to beat ASIJ 19-14 on October 10th. The following week, a 14-6 victory over Zama. And that was a very, very tough, hard-fought victory in which the defense saved the day, and George Thompson involved in the 2 touchdowns. We see Miller kick the ball on the punt. Warner with the ball at the 48, has running room to the outside, runs down the sidelines and out of bounds.
It almost looked like he didn't want to pick that ball up and run, but once he did, he had a lot of running room.
A lot of running room to the outside.
It looked like number 3, Shane Miller, finally pushing Warner out of bounds and somewhere around the 15-yard line.
They're going to spot the ball at the 25. So Warner gets a 27-yard return out of it. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 2:53 left in the ball game. After that low point for the Kinnick offense, they came back last week against Edgren. A 38-32 overtime victory. Offensive fireworks and special teams magic on both sides of the ball. Thompson going deep in the corner. Touchdown, Lawton. His first touchdown of the season. They gave one to the Barber.
Number 25.
Greg Lawton, 25-yard touchdown pass. Not necessary, but hey.
But hey.
Now the score is.
It was a well-run route. He was wide open down there.
It was well wide open.
Nice throw.
George Thompson to number 81.
And with 2:47 left in the ball game, it's 32-7. Kinnick with the lead. And the offensive fireworks continued this week. You know, some hot and cold. They were a little bit cold in the second quarter. A little slow start in the second half. A few series 3 and out. But it's 32-7 with just a couple of minutes left to the unbeaten season. Thompson rolls right on the 2-point conversion, passes in the corner, 2 points. To Jared Warner.
Conversion attempt is good. Completes to Jared Warner. 34.
And that makes it 34-7 with 2:47 left in the ball game. Devils will kick off.
The celebration's going to be starting here in just seconds. They know they've got this game won.
And it's pretty well locked up.
I would say it's locked up.
Yokota came closest to beating Kinnick during the regular season. That 8-6 ball game, which Shane Miller was just shy of a game-tying 2-point conversion at the final gun. Certainly, Yokota had to enter this game with very high hopes of winning. Just couldn't pull it off.
And they are tired.
So we're down to 167 ticks of the clock left to Kinnick finishing off a 9-0 season. I called that, John. 9-0 at the start of the year. I called that.
Well, you got one right.
About time. Kick gets by Miller. Bobbles it, picks it up at the 20. And not a whole lot of room there. Sherwin Moore ensures that he stays down. Looks like about a 6-yard return. Make that 5 yards to the 25-yard line. .243 left. And the Panthers will try again. Defensive secondary loaded with people. Kemp misses Ellis, who guns it deep, intended for Holbrook and out of bounds.
Pass was intended for number 40, Holbrook, incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 25. We're going on 3 hours and 10 minutes in this ball game. Another long one, John.
Boy, it is. And we need to go to 10-minute quarters.
Now everybody comes up. Ellis, the big rush on. Can't get away from Kemp this time. Ball is loose. Still loose, and the Devils have picked it up.
Number 11, Kim, pressuring the quarterback.
Looked like Jared Doom fell on the football.
Jared Doom falling on that football.
Yeah.
And the Red Devils with another chance to cash in.
Yokota territory at somewhere inside the 5-yard line.
Deep in Yokota territory at the 4.
Go fast and go for 2 again.
So Jared Doom caps his career at Kinnick. With a fumble recovery, we've got 2:23 left. 34-7. And the clock is running. Figure at this point it really doesn't make much difference.
Oh, this is a mercy clock.
Everybody trying to figure out where everybody's got to be. Timeout. Devils. As the play clock wound down to 0. 1:57 left, 34-7 Devils. We'll be back. First and goal, Devils from the 4. Letting the play clock wind down. Warner to the outside. Well back at his 10-yard line, and he's tackled.
By number 30, Tom Singleton.
Singleton again making a nice play. Good defensive stop, loss of 5 yards. Second and goal from the 9. Clock continues to run. We're under a minute and a half.
It's going to be second and 9 to go.
And I strongly suspect the Devils are just going to let as much time elapse as possible.
Absolutely. They don't need to score anymore. They just need to get this game over with and start celebrating.
There's Warner again.
Ball carrier was number 12, Jared Warner.
And he'll get back to the 6-yard line. Under a minute now.
About 3 on the play. That's 6. It's third and goal number 6. Don was made by number
And this should be the last play of the ball game, John.
Should be.
They wind it down under 25 seconds, and that will absolutely do it. Here's Warner, stringing toward the end zone, falls forward, touchdown!
Yeah, he goes into the end zone for another Red Devil touchdown.
Tackled by number 30.
Jared Warner
And the
puts the
score
finishing touches on the game and on the season.
They had already iced the cake. That was the candles.
Absolutely. See who gets a chance to light it here.
Well, this means that Yokota gets the ball back and they'll put it in the air.
2-point conversion attempt. Thompson throws back against the grain, pass is incomplete.
And the point after attempt fails.
22 seconds left. 40-7.
Remains 40 for the
Devils with the lead.
For the Yokota Panthers.
They'll kick off.
A lot of clean shirts out here.
And we would like also to thank the MWR staff that takes care of the field for us, who sets everything up, who does all of the good things to make all of these games a big success.
They're getting the water buckets ready.
Yeah, they sure are.
Oh, that looks like a Gatorade bucket.
Time for Mr. Stovall to get his shower.
Yep.
I think he's
It
pretty...
was the Gatorade bucket.
There it is. It was the Gatorade. Well, say this for the Devils. They've had plenty of other times throughout the 80s and, of course, in the early 90s, watching it the other way. they've taken their share of beatings on homecoming.
That's right. They're getting another bucket ready. I'm not sure who this one's for.
Say this also for the Devils, the last 2 seasons, their defense has been the backbone. Offense come from behind, never dying when they could have died.
Getting ready to kick off for the Red Devils.
That's not a bad mark, 17-1 over the course of 2 seasons.
Not bad at all.
Ken Wana at the 40 is dropped after a 3-yard return.
And number 32.
Sherwin Moore on the tackle.
Yeah, the bucket's going down there somewhere. I think it's going to Carl Berry.
Oh,
it was Mike Murphy.
I think it's going for anybody they can find.
Yeah, ran away from it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be first and 10.
And Murphy gets his dousing.
Took it like a man. Stood there and took it.
4-yard return for Wana. First and 10, 44 for the Panthers. 15 seconds left. 15 seconds left to the unbeaten season.
It'd be nice if you could have just taken a knee here.
Ellis will come under center.
Now
goes back in the gun. Drops the ball. In trouble. Gets away from one. Throws back. Pass is dropped by Holbrook, incomplete.
Number 40, Holbrook, incomplete. 41 on the defense.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 44 with 6 seconds left.
And this should be the last play.
Yeah, very likely this will be the last play of the game.
And unofficially, we have 6 seconds remaining in the game.
Now Ellis under center. Takes a knee.
That's the way to end it right there.
Takes a knee. 1-yard loss. And the impossible dream season comes true. Congratulations to the Kinnick Red Devils, 9-0. They wrap it up with a 40-7 victory over the Yokota Panthers. For John Leinard, Dave Ornauer, Stars and Stripes, been a pleasure bringing Kinnick Red Devils, Yokosuka Seahawks, Yokosuka Greyhawks games to you on C-Phase 7. Thanks again. We'll see you down the road.